A single catastrophic moment shattered the world's serenity. A kingdom and its people ended in the blink of an eye, their past buried, their present decimated, and their future obliterated. Wise men, scholars, and soothsayers debate who or what happened to the western reaches. Was it the anger of the gods, a falling celestial body, an arcanist experiment gone awry, or something far more insidious that swept clean the west in a conflagration of screams, ash, and fire? Hundreds of years later, life returned, and with it an inevitable attempt by civilization to encroach upon what nature had reclaimed. It was the dreaded Red Hand of Doom who finally retook and rebuilt the keep. They were the first residents, but certainly not the last. The dwarves of Ashforge, the blue worm Fafnir, a banished adventuring party simply known as the Six Blades, all held the keep and lost it by hubris, tragedy, or invasion. Now the paladin Lord Peridin Drysdale resides over what is known as Restwell Keep, there to protect the point of a civilization's spear. Drysdale struggles against precariously balanced desires to spread the word of Erathis, maintain tenuous peace, and find out just what lies behind the ancient king's wall. Here rest the relics of bygone ages, a kingdom buried beneath the grip of nature renewed, and at the center lies the unknowable mystery and danger of the Chaos Scar. The past, present, and possible future lay before you, adventurers, if you have the courage to explore.
Hello. Good evening. It is I, Dracula. Hey.
Still.
My voice is starting to go back to normal, so it doesn't sound as good as it did the other morning when it was real gravelly and deep, and I could go, it is I, Dracula. So, it sucks. It's the only good part about being sick. Anyway.
Deep, low, raspy voice.
It was more that it just had a lot more bass in it because I had no upper register at all. Hey, welcome to Chaos Scar. We will most likely be joined by Darren. He's running a little bit behind due to some previous commitments. So when he jumps in, he'll just jump in media res. Everyone else can go around the table and tell people who you are, who your character is, and why don't you tell us what brought your character to Restwell?
Timothy Leafwalker. Brian, level 2 rogue, halfling. And what brought me to Restwell? Probably the possibility of getting an what the hell is the name of the group? The Crossroads connection. Being a rogue and all.
No, makes sense to me. Who wants to go next?
Go for it,
I'll
Mike.
go.
Do it clockwise.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm Mike. I'm playing Connor, a variant human storm sorcerer, level 2. After tonight, assuming I don't die, I will be level 3. I think it was my 6th game with Connor.
Yeah.
What brought Connor to Restwell Keep? Well, not to. I guess I don't want to go into too much detail in case maybe some of it becomes relevant in a future session or anything. But Connor got his start in another settlement, kind of in a. He himself is not like a criminal, but he spent a lot of time around them, kind of doing like showy Fight Club kind of stuff, like a kind of no holds barred, like he being having a -1 to his strength, used his magic, and developed a rivalry with one of the other sort of gladiators, I guess you could say, and had to get out of town quickly and support himself, and so he found his way here, and yeah. I think that's it.
Excellent.
I am Cassandra. I am playing Dianthus, who is a newly 3rd level Earth Genasi druid. Although I found 3rd level is not amazing for druid. It's 4th level. We're really looking forward to. So, couple more sessions. Hit the next big one. I don't think I really thought about her past when I made her, but I feel like with Dianthus, she's just wandering, trying to find her powers. I feel like she's pretty new at things. She kind of is figuring them out, but she's still learning.
And last but not least, Darren, introduce your character. And we were just kind of going around, and people were kind of just off the top of their head, kind of giving myself and anyone who watches and each other the reason why their characters made their way to Restwell.
Okay. My character is Gilgath. He is a Goliath barbarian. I had not thought about why he went to Restwell.
Nobody had. I just sprung it on everybody tonight.
Except for me.
He is somewhat short for Goliath. He's only 6'7". So, I'm thinking maybe he was teased a lot and was like, well, I'm going to go find life someplace else.
Fair. So we're going to pick up with been about not quite a week, but since you've returned, and you're picking up the job that Benwick had hired. You're led to know that has
Ben, your audio is doing something weird.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
really?
now you're fine.
That was weird.
Yeah, very strange.
So Benwick had wanted to hire all of you because he feels that someone has made an attempt on his life. And he wants it to be investigated. Because he feels like this is not a singular event, that someone is after him. And that if they are not caught, he's going to wind up dead. So he had hired you.
So his name was Benwick?
Benwick.
Bedwick.
Benwick.
Benwick. I had it right the first time. Okay.
Yeah. He is a priest of Baphomet.
His first name or his last name?
It's his only name.
Wait,
He's a one name guy?
Yeah, he's a one-name guy.
wait. Can I make? I guess so. Are we all together? Where
Yeah.
where are we right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are getting this information all in the Finders Guild.
Sure. And then were we gonna also have opportunities to do that like downtime stuff?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Can I make a history check about Baphomet? See if I know anything.
Yes, of course. You can make a religion check, actually.
Oh, religion check. Okay. Actually, I think they're the same, so that's fine. Oh, natural 20, so 22.
Baphomet is the quote-unquote good dragon god. Justice, honor.
Oh, Bahamut. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
That's it,
thought
Baphomet.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry,
said Baphomet. I was
yeah,
like, that's a
totally
demon.
different. Yeah,
I
that's a
don't know if
demon
we want
lord.
to help this guy. Okay.
Hey, Ben,
Yeah.
can you spell that for me?
Bahumet. Baphomet.
Oh, I was so close. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If I don't spell it right, I'll go to look up stuff on it later, and I won't even find it.
You'll end up saying Baphomet.
Right.
Totally different guy.
Yeah, super different.
Yeah.
Is it
Baphomet,
Baphomet's like one of the Lords of
lawful
Hell?
good. Yeah, Baphomet, chaotic evil.
I mean, to be
What-
fair, when I first typed it, I typed Arathis for some reason. I think
He's
I heard
here
it,
too. He's
and
here
it
too.
stuck in my head. And
Well, no, because the guy who runs the keep is a paladin of Arathis.
yeah,
Arathis is around too.
no.
So this guy's a cleric, you said. Benwick is a cleric?
He's a priest.
Priest, so just sort of like, okay.
A traveling priest.
Okay.
It's like a
All right,
traveling.
well, if
guild
he's a
man.
priest of Bahamut, I'm always Connor's always a little skeptical of priests and clerics and holy people, but Bahamut is kind of one of the more okay gods to his understanding. So
Bahamut is just all right with me. He's just all right.
yeah,
As a traveling priest, I picture him walking around asking people if they want to hear about his Lord and Savior Bahamut.
Not quite, but yeah, there's a little bit of that. He's handing out watchtowers, So because of Gelgath, that he lives in an apartment in the same building as old I can't remember your name all of a sudden. Gotta check my notes.
Oh, not like they one of us.
No, it's totally me.
Oh, you're talking to you're talking to someone who's not even here. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Flint, I believe. Why am I all of a sudden can't even find my own information? Sorry, I'm blanking out on stuff real quickly tonight. Usually I save this type of shenanigans towards the end. Yeah, there it is. Quint Spiregleam. Usually I have that stuff folded.
he's like that kind of shady merchant, right?
Yep. He operates the Sparkling Stone. They live in the same.
So
his shop is in the same building as where Benwick.
Benwick thinks that he's trying to kill him.
He thinks someone is.
Okay.
And
they're just in the same building. I see what you're saying. Okay.
He also had said
I misunderstood.
that.
I was thinking roommate for a second when Ben was like important on the name, and then he's like, no, just in the building.
No. He has also said that he feels like this might be something to do with his religious practices. That possibly someone in the Inner Bailey is.
Can I use that nat 20 that I just got to figure out if there's any like animosity between Arathis and Bahamut and their?
No, I mean, there's nothing in the overall cosmology that would say that there is.
No, their like domains aren't opposed to each other or anything like that. They're not like overlapping domains, are they? In any way? Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
What is the Arathis the god of again?
She's the goddess of like civilization, cities, and
okay,
like progress.
Okay. Would we, after spending this much, however much time we've spent in Restwell, would we know of any like
So you guys do a lot of
particularly
like
outspoken people as part that are a part of the House of Arathis?
so the followers of Arathis, the followers of the Jiminy Christmas brain, please just work with me a little bit tonight. Followers of Lord Drysdale pretty much keep to themselves in the inner bailey. They used to let the troops out into the outer bailey, but a few of them over imbibed and a scuffle started in the street. So since then they are only come out of the inner bailey when they are leaving the keep in general, or if they're requested to by the secure, basically the magistrate of the inner bailey or the outer bailey. They're kind of like, it's like a standing army that's inside the inner bailey.
Special forces.
More like an occupying force.
Okay. So they don't really get too involved in the politics of the goings ons of the outer bailey. They don't have anybody like preaching or anything ever outside.
No. You guys can all roll me a insight check, just based upon what you know for the length of time you've been.
Ooh, not good. 7 total.
Same 7.
I rolled a lot of 7s in this game. I've noticed.
I rolled a 19, so that's a 22.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
What'd you get, Gilgath?
Oh, I get a 12.
So with a 12, Gelgath kind of remembers overhearing that it's not so much that the Drysdale does a lot of preaching or anything. It's more that they're an occupying religious military force that has stepped into an area that was pretty welcoming of all religions before this. And that Arathis is, and Drysdale in his worship of Arathis is kind of, wanting to expand civilization, and to do that, also make converts. With a 22, you know that the other religious figures in the outer bailey can't stand this. They are constantly talking about how it's any day now before his army marches out of the inner bailey into the outer bailey and basically forces anyone who doesn't worship Arathis outside the keep itself out into the scar, that he's going to call for an elimination of all other religions. There's just a lot of stoked fear.
Is there any proof of any of this? Like, or is it all just kind of
everyone's heard something from somebody that heard it from somebody?
Sure, but
or that the troops, when they use one of the big rumors is that the troops don't get to come into the inner or the outer bailey anymore is because they were drinking and running their mouths. So lots of things were overheard that shouldn't have been overheard, and they've given away, and that's why they don't let them out into the outer bailey any longer. They want to.
These guys are. This is like a martial order.
Yeah, he brought a whole army in here.
Okay.
So
would we know approximately how many occupants there are?
No, because his troops move in and out, and go on other missions that information is not released to the public, and because there's such an there's so much animosity with the outer bailey, no one really even bothers to communicate with that, nor does the inner bailey bother to.
Okay, so the broad assumption that we would have at this moment is that this.
I think it's also important to keep in mind that the people who controlled the keep before him were bandit lords. The 6 were just like an adventuring group that ran the previous owners out, took it over as their headquarters for their grand adventures. And then the Outer Bailey just filled up with basically travelers and refugees. And the six were just like, whatever, pay your taxes, don't cause a problem. We don't give a shit.
Mhm.
You know, like you do you. And then Drysdale showed up with an army to get rid of them. And
So does this Benwick guy have like any specifics to give us, like any clues or any leads or anything, or is he just saying like I'm being followed?
someone came in the night into his residence, and they were able to circumvent his defenses, because he does have a few, for his own protection. And they attempted to kill him. He has not specified how,
Okay.
but they escaped.
Spike typed that before you told the backstory a little bit, Ben. I think he knows what's going on.
You know, prep school. Baby,
Um.
he's a sexy being, so leave him alone.
Maybe we could try and get more info out of him.
Yeah. Can we go to where he? Will he? I guess I try to try and persuade him. Sir, if you'd like us to follow up on this, and you're,
So you want to go talk to Benwick? Is what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Could we potentially see? Could you show us your place of residence that we might see if we can find any clues or pick up a trail or anything like that?
Yeah, he is very willing to do that.
Okay.
What specifically happened that makes him? Does he have evidence, or did he witness someone trying to kill him, or is it just like he's got this nagging feeling?
No, he has more of a nagging feeling, but he does know, because of the defenses in his home, that someone did enter his home.
Someone or something, perhaps.
He got to look at a humanoid, is what he said.
Okay. Well, there's
And he
things
also says that he then went about purifying all this food and drink just in case, and some of his food was poisoned.
Okay.
So they weren't necessarily there to kill him like that night. They were there to do something that would then.
He thinks that they were because they had possibly watched his routine finally enough to know that he always blesses his own food and drink.
Does he make his own food, or does someone bring it in?
So
no, he buys his food for the most part.
could I make an insight check on this guy to see if he's maybe not just like a little paranoid?
Yeah, of course, you can make an insight check.
Because like if he's blessing his food and drink all the time, like that kind of seems a little weird to me.
Yeah.
That's a 16.
He tells it's a tenet of the certain portion of the orders of Bahamut I follow. I bless my food to show praise to my God. Just as if you were to dine with me, I would bless your food as well. It's a courtesy. I travel a lot, and I go to places where sometimes the food and drink is tainted, or the water may not be potable. So if I can bless it, or I can bless the people with food and water or liquid that they can actually consume, I'm doing the will of my God.
With that 16, would I mean, like, not that I don't believe him, but would I be able to tell if he's like not telling the full truth, like not telling the whole truth of it?
He's completely on the up and up about everything. Okay. He lets you into his home. He lets you walk around. He just says, he casts 2 spells when you enter, and he says it's now safe for you to look around.
Okay. Well,
he does the 2 spells.
Isn't super great.
He does the 2 spells via scroll. I will say that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, my I guess I'll start by casting Detect Magic. See if I can't detect any trace.
Oh, Shaggy too. Hey, Shaggy.
If he were to lead us to the room where he knows there was someone,
he takes you to where his apartment is basically like an open living area that looks like it's kind of got a converted shrine in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to really sit. There's just a mat on the floor.
Very Spartan.
Then there's like a small area for preparing food and eating, and then there's a doorway with no door where there's a cot, Well, it's not even really a cot. It's more
There's
like
kind of like a little hovel going on.
yeah, it's a medieval apartment.
Sure.
It's
Like
like
a little tenement kind of a thing.
yeah, it's like I mean, it costs him very little, but he has.
Yes, I guess I'd like to cast Detect Magic, and then just see if I pick up any like traces of anything that wouldn't be
He
like
tells you that-
if I mentioned to him like, do you know anything about this, and he doesn't know anything, like anything weird.
You do detect poison. You also detect trace amounts of shadow magic.
Shadow magic.
He says he's also detected that.
Can I make an Arcana check to like narrow down possible like sources or something like that? Okay.
Also, if anyone else wants to do anything, just fire away.
Yeah, my investigation isn't great. So, like, doing any kind of physical investigation is not going to really be my.
You know that shadow magic is usually the chosen magic of a lot of undead.
Okay, so it's like
also yeah, but it's also it's mainly by undead casters who are coming out of the Shadowfell. It's also used by some Fae of the Dark Courts, and it's especially used by like followers of the Raven Queen, including but not limited to the Shatterkai.
Sorry, who?
The Shatterkai.
I guess following that, I guess my next thing would be a history check, I suppose, or something like that, of whether or not I know about anything in this area that is associated with any of those possible sources.
You can make me a history check. You can make any of you can on any of these questions, guys. Okay.
Yeah, because I guess I would be sharing all this stuff. I would just in the interest of.
I'm kind of assuming you guys are just kind of walking and talking like an episode of like Sherlock or something like that.
Oh, I got a natural 1 on the history check, so I don't know shit.
Yeah. You're like, I'm postulating that, and everyone just kind of looks at you like, no.
I'll go with the 4, so it's not any better.
13.
Can somebody roll for me? My dice just went under something.
How about a 18?
Okay.
And then what add your proficiency?
Oh, I don't have any.
Okay. Timothy, what'd you get again?
13.
13. With a 13, you know that there are some thin spots in this area, and the Chaos Scar, to be more exact, between both the Feywild and the Shadowfell. That because of the massive amount of magical energy that was unleashed during whatever caused the Chaos Scar, there are areas where getting in is very easy. Getting out, a little more difficult. Gelgath, your people, before you left, often talk about walking the dark road, which sometimes they would walk down a road and it would take them directly into the Shadowfell. And then they would see that as an opportunity to prove themselves against whatever they found there. Generally, it's just wandering, corporeal undead like skeletons and zombies and things like that. But occasionally they would run into either things that are far worse or other beings who just live in the Shadowfell who aren't undead. And on very rare occasions, they would find either the Shatterkai and sometimes other races of people who venerate the Raven Queen, who has her citadel in the Shadowfell. You guys also know that just through notes that one of the other groups has actually met someone from the Shadowfell.
Oh, well, I got a nat 1, so I guess I'm just gonna sit the rest of this out for a little while.
Someone we've talked to, or we just heard whispers?
Just kind of heard whispers in the Finders Guild.
Not someone we can talk to?
John Senegar said they met some asshole who rode in on a cart being pulled by 2 undead goats and picked up some bodies. Introduced themselves. But there was some bigwig in the Shadowfell, but John didn't care. John
Okay.
just kept thinking, I could suplex that guy.
I guess I'd be looking around for some like points of entry, maybe like.
It's a one window out to see the outside and one window inside by the door to see out into like the pavilion area. Kind of like it's like an apartment complex kind of, but more rickety. It's nicer than a tenement, but not much.
So either
You couldn't see him, so.
so either came in through the window or door or some other means.
Yeah, it doesn't
Would
appear
I
like
detect magic like we have show up a trail? Like if there was any kind of like, I don't know if they had like magic boots or something.
no.
Okay.
It would just tell you general area.
Just kind of auras. I gotcha.
So Benwick sits down. He's like, I'm racking my brain trying to give you any information I possibly can. It's A, I'm paying you, but B, my life's in danger. I have noticed that in the time directly before and in the time since, the complex has become extremely quiet. Foot traffic has lessened. I've not seen many of my neighbors for a few days. I would generally see Quint at least every day. Sometimes we would share tea, but I haven't seen him in 3 days, and his shop's been closed the entire time.
Really?
If someone has something going on, I can.
Is there a high pitched beeping?
Yeah.
That might be me. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, it was you.
I was like, why? Yeah, I was like, do I hear an alarm?
I didn't hear anything. Interesting.
So he says
when was the
that's
last time we would have seen him, Quint. This Quint. I guess I
Gelgath would have met with him 4 days ago. So after Gelgath met with him.
Sure.
I am wondering. So wait, how long ago did he see the human-shaped figure in
It's been
the
6 days.
space?
Six rises of the sun. He says, I even checked my floorboards.
So this happened before the last time he saw Quint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's like, I even checked the floor because I know that there's, well, I don't know how much of this is common knowledge, but there is a sewer system beneath Restwell, but we're forbidden to use it. It's actually magically sealed off by the Inner Bailey. But, evil finds a way.
Does he know? Was he able to figure out like which window or whatever this person?
No.
No.
He was not, but he also is pretty sure that they use some type of an ability to apparate or teleport as soon as it was seen.
Would we know of anybody in the Outer Bailey, not necessarily related to the guild, that would know about things like shadow magic?
No.
Someone we could go talk to.
Well,
and what did we know? Did we know anything about that other group? That like could we ask around to see if we could find that same person that they ran into?
They're gone right now. It's just kind of one of those things where they said, it's the same thing like when you guys were like, hey, we met some kobolds. They were pretty rocking. They'd be like, oh, that's cool, man. It's just like one of those things where you're like
somebody that hangs around.
Yeah, like you're sitting around at the because they're Finders Guild members as well.
Sure,
It's just like you're just having like this, hey, we did this thing. So
okay.
I just was trying to figure out so he thought they apparated away, right? And not
teleport. He's not sure.
Okay.
So they use magical means. He's pretty sure to leave.
Yeah. So you said that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking if they thought they left in the building, I was trying to figure out if like 6 days, if that was too long for me to change into something where maybe I could try to scent track them, you know. But if they apparated, that's not going to be helpful.
And the reason he checked the floor because he was like they could have apparated through the floor. You know, they could have displaced themselves. And he said, you know, the arcane words are too strong. So he's pretty sure they did not go through that way. So they had to have come through the front door.
You said that the most likely sources of shadow magic were the Shadowfell, like dark fae creatures, and what else?
Dark fae, undead such as like shadows and things like that, especially non-corporeal undead.
Okay.
And then the Shatterkai are the other big users of shadow magic.
And who are they?
You can make me a nature check.
Sure. Yeah, I guess I can do that. It's a 14.
Let me make sure my lore is up to date since they've changed them every flippin' edition. If I remember correctly, okay, yeah, they're known as shadow elves. They're elves that left the prime material and went and lived in the Shadowfell. A lot of them worship the Raven Queen exclusively. They have this weird thing where their age is kind of unknown because it's hard, because you age differently in the Shadowfell. But most of the time when you've seen them, they've either been incredibly old and wizened, or they are covered in tattoos, they are covered in piercings, because the common idea or rumor is that you live that long in the Shadowfell, you stop feeling things. You become you have like almost an anhedonia. So they're kind of thrill seekers when they're on the prime.
They're from uptown.
Yeah.
How do you spell them?
SHADAR, second word KAI, Shatterkai.
Okay. And any can I make a religion check to see if there's any animosity between the Raven Queen and Bahamut? Maybe
you already did that. There's not.
No, that was for
Rathus. Yeah, go ahead.
Rathus.
I'll give it to you for free. There's not.
Okay.
Their domains don't. First of all, the Raven Queen's not a god, so
just trying to.
They're like a power, kind of like the Lady of Pain.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess yeah. Does Bahamut have any notable like adversaries?
Tiamat.
I mean, yeah. I guess Tiamat's. Anybody else have beef with him? If I can make a check about that or anything.
Gods have beef. I mean, all the time. It's in, and Benwick says it. I am friends with everyone. All the other religious figures in the Outer Bailey, I consider them, friends, not just allies, but friends. I don't have enemies. One can't travel the way I travel, live the way I live on the charity of others in some cases, and have enemies. This is what's so concerning.
I'm just trying to narrow things down, cross stuff off the list.
He flat says, I think I've been targeted by someone in the Inner Bailey.
We can't make that assumption, though.
No, but if you've asked me these questions, I'm going to give you the answers.
You've said that, but we gotta, especially when dealing with things arcane and divine, gotta be thorough.
I mean, we could go check the shop out and see if there's anything there.
That's a good idea.
Well, I am going to pray, and if my God deems me worthy of any additional information, I will be more than happy to pass that along. But if you do find Quint, if he is home, tell him that I've been concerned and that I have something for him. And he walks over and he pulls out a small box.
He was getting into kind of shady shit, wasn't he?
Are you asking Benwick?
No, I'm above table. Thinking out loud mostly.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, but he's like asked us to do kind of questionable.
He hasn't asked you to do anything. He just said he would move things for you. I mean, he hasn't been any more shady than any of the other business people you've met. He's no more shady than Bosco Heldman or Gelda, for that matter.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think I like Tim's idea.
All right, Benwick.
Shop.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, you're good. Go just head down to Quentin's shop and.
So you cross across this small open pavilion area, and you can see that the shades are down and there's a closed sign on the door.
We could still knock. Worst we can do is piss him off.
Who's knocking?
I will.
How hard?
I'm very squishy, so I'm going to stand in the back.
I mean, I'm also kind of squishy, but
I got an armor class 12, so.
I got 14 at least.
How hard are you knocking?
Standard. Are you there, Knock?
I do not have armor. I have a coat.
What's your strength, Dianthus?
14.
9.
Roll me just a straight up athletics.
Well, I rolled a 19. That gives me a 23.
You rap on the door, and when you do, the door swings open. Everyone can make me an investigation check.
17 for me.
16.
15.
Nice.
Gelgoth, did you get above a 15?
Sorry, no, I got a 1.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
You're like, something's wrong with that door. The rest of you notice with up to a 15, you notice that the jam is broken. It's been cracked. With the 16, 17, when you go in, you realize this was done from the inside.
Oh. Why? Why can we
When
tell?
you banged on the door, you notice that you knocked the pinion out that had been there to kind of wedge it shut. So there's a pinion on the floor.
I immediately start looking just for like a point of entry. If somebody came in through a window or a back door.
Is the door the only
Is there a cellar under this building?
Let's tackle things. First things first. Everyone can make me a perception check, and then depending on your roll, will be what you get on your investigation.
18 on my perception.
Okay, you'll roll at advantage.
17.
You'll roll at advantage.
16.
You'll roll at advantage.
Did it again.
What'd you get, Gelgath?
I got an 18.
You also will roll at advantage. So you all recognize that there's something really off here. You can see that, like, Gelgath, you've been in here before. You can see that the goods that, like the wares that were out for people to look at have been tossed through. Some things are missing. You just obviously can tell. Now everyone can make me their investigation checks, and everyone's rolling at advantage because of their great perception checks.
I've been in here too.
It probably isn't by this point, but is my detect magic still up by any chance?
No.
10 minutes? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay.
21.
I rolled
Ooh.
I rolled 2 4s, so I got a 6.
14.
Cap.
What are you doing, Stella? Why are you so squeaky?
What'd you get, Gelgath?
13 for me.
13? Oh, yeah. With a 13 and a 14, you look and you see that the door to the back has been broken as well and then just set in place. So it's still functional, but it's broke. And that there are, if this looks very sloppy, like the way that the doors were done seems far too well thought out for how sloppy it is with everything else. Timothy, you realize that the most of the stuff that's left is higher value than probably the stuff that was taken. In fact, you're not sure anything was taken. This looks like not a robbery at all. Like
Someone just tossed the place to make it look like a robbery.
That's the impression you're getting. When you head into the back room, you see again it's been messed up, but I mean it doesn't appear like anybody really put a lot of thought into this part. You know, looking at it, especially with a criminal eye, you're like way different.
Right.
So there's a stairwell going up, and then there's a trap door in this back room going down.
I'll check the trap door.
Just before we leave this room, was the outside door, was that damaged from the inside or outside?
Inside.
So both doors were damaged from the inside.
Yep.
Right. And to me, this is looking like someone tossed the place to make it look like a burglary.
But how did they get in to damage the door, both doors from the inside?
Well, Benwick said that he thought whoever came into his place like teleported or apparated or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to use a sorcery point to regain my spell slot that I use for detect magic, and then recast detect magic.
I'm just thinking there's a potential if someone was there and some type of magic that they could still be there.
You can detect that the doors all had spells on them. Actually, anything with a locking mechanism in it had a spell on it,
like an abjuration spell or something.
Yeah, and that there's also a. Oh, drop the dice now. I can't. Oh, there it is. Just kicked it. As
long as it's not a caltrops.
And you can tell that there is a box in that storeroom that has magic on it, and you can't tell what it is, nor do you think you should fiddle around with that box.
Okay, that box over there, very dangerous. There's some kind of, I would wager some kind of magical trap on that, so we should not mess with that unless we can disarm that. Which, would you allow me to attempt to use my like sorceress innate connection to magic to try and like manipulate that to deactivate it or anything?
No.
Okay.
You also see that there is, I should say, was a enchantment on the trapdoor as well as an enchantment on the door at the top of the small stairwell going up.
Those are gone now?
They've both been disarmed and or ruined.
Okay, so we haven't looked upstairs or in the trapdoor. Okay.
You can just see that they both had spells on them at one point recently.
Should we look upstairs first?
Sure. I mean, to me, all entries come from the bottom or come from below. But
sure, I just don't want to miss anything if there's like somebody hiding upstairs or whatever.
Also think we should check for some non-magical traps before we do that.
Good idea.
Okay, you go upstairs. You want to check for traps, or what are we doing?
I think we should, yeah.
Look around for them.
Okay.
Traps or secret entrances, or
I'm just gonna keep detect magic up for as long as possible. See if I notice anything else.
I believe it's a minute, isn't it?
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
What'd you get, Timothy?
17.
You're able to help everybody avoid a false step on the stairwell.
Nice.
And when you come up into the room, it's a very, very small hovel-like bedroom. And with the 17, you're able to quickly recognize that the dimensions of this room do not match up with the rest of this building. This particular upstairs, downstairs apartment building, and that there is a hidden room.
Head that way.
I'll even, it's not particularly difficult. You're able to get your way into the hidden room, and you find Quint on the floor.
Breathing?
He's not moving.
Is he tied up?
And Connor can tell that there's a spell that's been cast on him.
Do I know what school? I think Detect Magic lets me know what school of it says. It's School of Magic. I learned it's School of Magic, if any.
Well, I gotta look it up real quick.
Ben's like, I don't even know the School of Magic.
It looks like it's an abjuration.
Okay. I think Quint is probably either his body has been trapped, or he's under some kind of spell because he's got abjuration magic all over him.
So is that like don't touch him, or does that matter?
Abjuration is protective ward. It's like wards and stuff like that.
So don't touch him. Okay.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it either is protecting him or will do something awful to us if we try to touch him. It'll either keep him safe or hurt us.
Make me a insight check.
Who?
All of you can do it.
Oh.
I have a +3 to this. Natural 1. That's my second one tonight, guys.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Dude, my rolls rubber band so crazy.
I got an 8, so.
It's all the Baldur's Gate is rubbing off on my real life dice rolls.
What'd you get? 17, Gelgath?
Yes, sir.
All right. Timothy and Gelgath, you're kind of looking around and kind of consult with one another, and you both realize by the placement of his hands and by the look on his face, this was cast on him. He's kind of got his hands up in a defensive posture, as if he was surprised. So this is something that this is a variation on a spell that has put him basically in stasis.
Yeah, can I use my sorcery, my like natural ability to try and suss out what spell he's been placed under with like an Arcana check or something like that?
You can make an Arcana check at disadvantage because this isn't. You can tell this isn't sorceress magic. This is someone used to.
Sure. I guess it depends on like how the mechanics of how magic works in this world, because there's like if there were ley lines.
Nope. This is just straight regular ass D&D magic.
Don't make it complicated.
Warlocks
Hey, I'm going
sorcerers get it from their blood.
Going off of how it works in the Forgotten Realms. So
Forgotten Realms is it's got its own shit going on.
Right. That's why I was asking. Okay. So at disadvantage, I rolled a 10.
This is some type of variation on a stasis spell that you've never seen before, that he is just in a stasis field.
Okay. So it's like some kind of variation on like a hold person or a paralysis effect or something like that.
You're not sure if it has a duration that you're just waiting for it to
if it's
run
been
out?
on him for potentially up to 3 days, I would bet that there's probably not either it's going to wear off very soon or it won't wear off for a very long time.
Can I take my hand crossbow and kind of like aim at his leg and just kind of like graze his leg and see if it'll like snap him out of it?
It does not. In fact, your arrow does not pierce him whatsoever. It actually kind of just dinks off just a little bit into the floor.
Worth a try.
I was worried
So
about
when you do when you
ricochet.
do that, you see that there's an actual field around him that shimmers.
Who wants to try and touch him and pick him up?
Well, I was looking at the things we have found to see if there's anything in there that could help us.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm just going to
Wait.
Identified or something.
Oh no, they have to wear it. We have the cravat of nulling.
Yeah, put it around his neck.
That creates a field. I'm going to step back out.
But does that? Is it an anti-magic field? But see, if we put it around him now, is he wearing it or is the field wearing it?
No, he's wearing it.
I'm mostly just concerned that when we put it on, I won't be able to do anything because I'm a sorcerer and it creates a magic null effect. So if we put it on,
it's only
I'm
5
feet. Step back.
It's only 5 feet.
I'm just going to give him just enough so that if I need to cast a spell, I can still
hand it here and I'll put it on him.
Yeah. I just don't want to have my only tool completely shut off. No, totally. I'm totally on board with it. I'm just going to step back just to be outside the field so that I can still cast the spell if I need to.
I'll grab the... Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Fred's cravat of nulling.
Go up to him and wrap it around his neck and attach it in the front.
There's a weird kind of like sizzle, and then he goes,
nice.
Oh.
Well done.
Looks around and he's like, trying to get it off him.
No,
don't take it off.
Just leave
don't take it off.
Leave it,
what do you mean don't take it off? I've got to take it off.
It's the
I know what it is. I know what it is. He throws it down the ground. He goes, whoo.
Oh, I thought he was going to go back into stasis if he took it off. Okay.
So as soon as it gets off, you see an amulet that he's wearing start to glow real bright again. Oh.
Is my detect magic still up?
I'm right at the tail end of things. And
Would I be able to tell what kind of magic is coming out?
This room's got a crap ton of magic in it.
The whole room does? Just all kinds, any specific kind?
There's a lot of stuff on trinkets.
It's just kind of magical noise.
Transmutation, abjuration. I'm trying to think what the offensive spells are. What school?
What's on his necklace?
Evocation.
Yeah, evocation. Transmutation.
Transmutation is on his. Wait,
I was going to ask him if we have to worry about the glowy thing on his neck.
It's transmutation. It's different magic than what was he was affected by.
He just looks and he goes, no.
You were in a field, so I'm just checking to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. How are my goods?
Do you mean downstairs?
He starts looking around and he pulls a little notepad out with just the butt end of a pencil and he's just scrawling away. He looks at you all and he looks at Gelgath and he kind of gives you a tiniest wave. And you're like,
nothing's been taken. It's just been tossed.
He plops down his tiny booty on this massive 4-poster opulent bed. And he says, nothing's been taken.
Yeah,
not that we can tell.
What sort of thieves don't take anything?
I think kind of thieves that aren't there for stealing.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Maybe not the kind of thieves that were here to steal things.
Well,
maybe a person.
Why would they break into my home?
Did they want you?
Also, how did you get in here?
We didn't notice that anything was missing.
At this point, you just realize. At this point, you realize he's just realized that you've broken into his home.
Well, we didn't break in. I knocked, and the door swung open. I knocked.
The doors are off the hinges.
Young lady, that's still breaking and entering.
I knocked. There was sign of distress. I came in for assistance.
He looks at Gelgath and he says, "I'm sorry. You said what?"
The doors were broken.
Broken.
Like all of your enchantments have been disabled.
I don't know any of you three, but the Goliath, I've met him, and I know his word is honorable and that he speaks truth.
I am protected by the Good Samaritan law. There was worry.
he's our bud. He's our friend. We're his friends. He's our friend. We came here because your friend neighbor Benwick hadn't seen you in 3 days.
Oh, Benwick, he's not my friend.
I said that's why I added neighbor. I wasn't sure of the relation.
He is my neighbor.
Spike has it right.
I was casting a wide net on the terms of where your relationship lies.
And he does.
He told us that you'd be missing for 3 days.
You know, I don't know where he gets it from. He's certainly getting it from somewhere he shouldn't be getting it from. But he's a priest, so I just don't know where his contact person would be. You know, goody two shoes and all that. But that tea, that tea.
Yeah, well, he's currently employing us for a job that I won't disclose the details of, but he said that.
So wait. You then would follow something of a non-disclosure then.
Well, mostly.
So I can count on your utmost discretion in this particular case. I don't need people knowing that I was burgled. If
no,
you
I'm
will.
not. As far as I'm concerned, this information is on a need to know basis.
No one needs to know.
I mean, our discretion goes to who has hired us. So,
and currently that is Master Benwick.
He walks directly over to Gelgath. He reaches into his very fancy smoking jacket robe and he pulls something out, Gelgath, and he puts it right in your hand. And he looks up at you. You gotta remember, he's a gnome. He looks all the way up at you and he says, I'm sure that this will by far more than cover discrepancy.
I look at it.
Or your discretion. Discrepancy is not a word. It is a very, very, very hold on, I just lost track of what I was trying to say.
Plus 5 Vorpal sword.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to persuade him that the rest of us are on the up and up.
It is a extremely well polished and with a symbol and giant for strength piece of black tourmaline.
I don't know if I would really know anything about different ores, metals, gems, etc.
No, but it's a very, very would have value to you.
Oh, okay.
And also, Connor, you get as your spell dissipates, you get a whiff of magic coming off that stone.
Again, any specific school of magic to go along with it?
Got away from him.
Okay. I'll tell Gelgath, hey, there's a little bit of magic in that. I couldn't get anything specific, but that's got something. It's got some juice in it.
Do you speak giant? Don't you, Gelgath?
Yes, sir.
I also speak giant, actually, too.
Okay. I'm putting it in the chat.
Just figured it was appropriate for a storm sorcerer.
God, I can't type at all. I'm just a mess. Okay. So he passes that over to you. And he says, so I have your discretion then.
Well, you have my word, yes. Should I maybe imply that maybe some of them didn't make it?
What do you mean?
Oh, the people who broke into your home, maybe, maybe some of them were overcome by all of the magical wards and.
He
They didn't make it.
he looks over to it almost looks like a weird version of an abacus with pegs in the wall. And he looks and he goes through it and he says, all my doors are deactivated. But none of my other traps are.
Oh, I can't hear you, Ben. I'm sorry.
He says, all my doors, my traps and triggers on my doors, my magic is all deactivated, but none of my other traps are. None of my other wards. He kind of looks around. He just looks befuddled.
Did you see any of them?
No.
What were you doing? What's the last thing that you remember?
He looks over, kind of like he looks at you, and you catch him embarrassedly look over to a bedpan.
They got you on the shitter, huh? Okay.
I was getting ready for bed.
You didn't see anybody? No, you didn't hear anything that you can recall?
I saw a black enter into my room, and next thing I knew, I was on the floor.
It's the second black humanoid shape. And
someone else was robbed?
Benwick
burgled? He was burgled?
He was attacked.
Attacked?
Yes.
Have you...
He's our employer, and the reason we came to your shop...
That's neither here nor there. I mean, again, Benwick's nice enough, but we simply have tea together in small talk.
He told us that he hadn't seen you for 3 days, so we decided... Well, Timothy decided, or pointed out that it might become just wise to come look for you.
Have you talked to Kendon, Uther, or Gorn? Have you tried to let the Outer Bailey's defenses know?
We've only been privy to this for about a half an hour, so no.
And Benwick is paying you.
Yes, Benwick is paying us to investigate because he believes someone's trying to kill him. Whether that is true or not, we have not.
He starts to giggle and he goes, I can only imagine.
But he said that he hadn't seen you for several days and he was concerned about you if he'd been attacked.
Maybe he does think we're friends. Don't have many of those.
So like I said, Timothy suggested that we come check your shop, see if you were around. Well, and we found it in the state that it is in, and we found you.
He kind of hikes his pants all the way up and ties them, and he pushes past you and heads through, makes his way down the stairs, and he's looking around, kind of surveying things. Oh, what a mess.
We haven't looked in the basement yet, but I don't...
Don't go down there.
Well, we may have to. You have our discretion.
I'm less worried about your discretion and more worried about the wards that the Inner Bailey is put on. We're not supposed to have access to that, see?
Right.
I have...
So we've heard.
Procured access to it?
Well...
And
we are still trying to determine what may or may not be the source of these attacks. But
don't touch the door into the sewers because I have specific ways of deactivating the ward in order to just your discretion. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. I guess to back up a little bit. Did I recognize any of the names of the people that he mentioned?
What do you mean?
Well, like he just said, have you told this person, that person?
Oh yeah. You do. Kendon is the commander of the guards and the head of the Outer Bailey. Uther is the main constable. He generally works with Kendon, and you guys have met Gorn.
Okay. So these are people we'd be familiar with. Got it. Yeah. I just wasn't sure if they were like more of his neighbors or whatever. Okay.
Gorn is one of the guys you guys see a lot of times when you're coming in from, or leaving as well
Okay.
from the
Well,
outside Restwell.
Is he the one that I got the herbs for?
No, that was one of his underlings.
well, the only reason that we would potentially need to get down into the sewers is because we're aware that we're not supposed to, but Benwick seemed to believe, and so far, based on the lack of an obvious point of entry into your home or into your shop here, we are dealing with whoever or whatever the culprit is. Is able to use shadow magic and possibly able to apparate, teleport, something like that between surfaces. We were not able to find any obvious points of entry at Benwick's place. I don't necessarily. I'm not. I don't want to speak for the group or anything. I'm not. I guess we have to figure out whether or not we want to go to the officials about this or try and keep this on the down low. Because if we go to the officials, I get the sense that we're going to get shut down pretty hard if we have to investigate underneath the sewers. And if this is like our only point of entry, one, you don't want them to know. And I think we want to be able to like.
Well, couldn't you just tell them that whoever did all this, they broke in, they broke the wards, and they stormed in, and just that they did it.
That's true. I guess I just don't. If we bring them down on you, I imagine they'll be pretty thorough, and they may find something that you don't want them to find.
He kind of smiles a half smile. He says, "I can just refer them to Kendon."
All right, if you're not worried about
because while they may control under the entirety, I don't think they want to try to bully their way into an argument with those of us in the Outer Bailey.
I'm not privy to any of that information, but I just wanted.
I'm a legitimate business person.
I didn't want to presume anything about your preferences or who or what you would be comfortable with gaining access to.
Oh, they're not getting access to my shop whatsoever. They can go through the Inner Bailey and come all the way through this god awful closed off sewer system they have, and they can investigate from there. But I'm not giving them access to my cellar.
Okay.
It's bad enough they forced me to shut down and they barred my entry.
Sure. I wasn't sure where you stood on things. I didn't want to presume anything.
I mean, I just have concerns if they come in with the way the doors are damaged, they're going to think you had something to do with this. So,
but that's the beautiful thing. I don't care what they think. They're not the law in the Outer Bailey. They like to think they are, but they're not. If I answered anybody, it's going to be Kendon in the long run. And Kendon's well aware.
Okay.
I mean, Uther might give me a fine and a slap on the wrist. That's fine.
All right. Well, do we want to go let these people know what we're looking into? Or do we want to...
I'm not worried about
trying to follow it up on the down low. I don't really have a preference either way. I think if we go tell people, there's going to be potentially more things getting in our way, making it harder for us to do this. But
right.
I don't have
more authorities to say no, you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't have any like ethical preferences one way or another. It feels like, especially if it's kind of disorganized and not super official or anything like that.
I would also keep in mind you haven't had any contact with the Inner Bailey whatsoever. So this could either be an opportunity to build contact with the Inner Bailey or to potentially build animosity if you are found out.
I mean, I feel like we try and just go unnoticed is the best way to do this. Like, just if they never know we potentially went into the sewers, no harm done, no change in the relationship. I'm not particularly keen to go seeking out religious military zealots. So,
Well, I imagine if we go seek them out too, we're just gonna get kicked off from looking into this.
yeah, or they'll start spying on us or something.
I'm more worried about them barring our way.
Yeah, well, I mean, like even if we go in, I think just alerting them to our presence is more than we want. It's better that they just don't even.
Oh, they're aware of the Finders Guild.
Oh no, but I mean, like us as specific individuals, our names, our faces.
They're aware of all of it because the Finders Guild has to have permission to operate.
Sure, but I mean, in a more like as opposed to us being names on a paper, I mean, like, oh, I know, like, oh, that person came around and was acting funny. Kind of.
I mean,
way.
as of right now, everyone knows us as like people who go out and do things.
Right. Yeah. Just I would like to stay a name on a
around
piece of
interior.
paper.
I would want to keep one thing in mind with that. I mean, I plan for either way, so it doesn't matter to me. But as I would be remiss if I didn't tell you, they know who you are, and they're not just as names on a sheet. They know who you are, and they see it as allowing your guild to operate is good for them, because then you guys handle certain things that then they don't have to send the military out to handle. They can say, oh, well, there's this group of adventurers who are doing good and increasing safety and morale. Now we don't have to send out an armed regiment to handle us. So you're not looked at poorly. I mean, I would say, if anything, the current head of your guild, whose name escapes me currently, is thinks you have a famous relationship with the Inner Bailey, as far as that goes.
Okay. Well,
they do know where you live and they do know where you sleep.
I mean, I figured that much, but I guess I had assumed they were more sort of ambivalent and just kind of like removed from the situation. Okay.
And one thing you do know is, you're pretty sure that they didn't get all the 6. So they're always worried about that, worried about other potential enemies.
Well, I don't really have any.
Or we can look at it one in two ways. We can either go down there without the approval of the Inner Bailey.
We still don't even have real evidence, you know? Like, I feel like we shouldn't go and try and like, hey, we're busting this case wide open. And then open an empty bag. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Go down there and just look. See
I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness and it's better to ask for permission. You know what I mean? Like, we get a little bit, we can get a little bit to show for our work, and then that can kind of give us a little, grease the wheels or whatever, so to speak.
Can also gum them up.
Sure of the metaphor.
If we go down and don't bust through, like, can we just go look at the area that's down there right now? And then
that's kind of what I was just like, well, yeah, let's start in the cellars.
You can take a looky see.
Yeah.
That's not breaking any laws. That's not messing with stuff at all.
Yeah.
No.
I want to take a looky see first. If we decide we really want to go, I can cast pass without a trace on us for a little extra dexterity. But
you open the trap door, and there is an unnatural darkness in that room.
Oh boy!
There's a magical darkness.
I'm gonna cast. Oh, it's a magical darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if I just cast up dancing lights, that doesn't do anything.
You know what? Yeah, well.
Oh, is it just illuminated like a little bit? What's the illumination situation?
It's like embers that don't burn out.
Okay, so just like a very, very dim glow. Because of what it says.
Dim enough that you can see the room. The room's stacked with crates. And you can see there's a doorway, but the door is gone.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 lights and spread them out to
You
maximum.
said there's a doorway, but the door's gone. Like, is that the entrance to the sewer? But it's no longer there.
It's like bricked up kind of a thing.
The door is gone. The doorway's there. The door is not. And Quint pushes his way in and looks down. And he goes, well, that's not good.
No.
Wait, so there's just an opening in the wall there now?
Yeah, there's literally a doorway with no door.
So
I'd be at this point, like if that was busted open as an entrance to the sewer that was supposed to be warded, we might want to go talk to the inner bailey first and be like, hey, we're looking into this one thing. We went to this other place and now it's busted open.
Okay.
We would like to go down there and look because we're trying to figure this out.
I mean, it's good and bad for me. It's bad because I'm going to have to figure out how to fix it when they leave. But the good for me is I didn't break it.
Right.
So yeah, they definitely, whoever this is, came up through the sewers, knocked out our shopkeep friend here, exfiltrated, and then eventually at some point went after Benwick. Seems like.
Are you going to go down onto the floor
and
like look at the doorway? Or are you just going to?
I want to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to use my because I'm only level 2 and I don't have anything else to spend sorcery points on. I'm going to spend my last sorcery point to get my first level spell slot back and put up detect magic again, and then just like stand. If nothing catches my attention, that would be like, oh shit! If I cross that threshold, I'm going to explode. I'm going to step like 5 feet out into the sewers through the door and see if I can.
You don't. I mean, you can tell there's wards, but something has circumvented a pathway here. And you step out, and once you step out of that doorway, there's regular light again, and it's lit up down here with like continual light coins. And you look. And you hear this really weird noise, and you kind of stare a little bit, and you step back in the doorway as this massive gelatinous cube squishes its way through. It doesn't look green; it looks more clear, but it is the biggest cube you've ever seen. Like it almost presses itself through the doorway. It's so big, and then it slurps its way right along.
So there'd be cubes down here. Did I notice any more of that shadow magic or anything like that?
No, but now you know why it's really clean.
Yeah.
You know what? Roll me whoever's down there also with Connor can roll me an insight. Or excuse me, perception.
Me as well.
I mean, I think we all went down. I don't know if can we all fit though.
I only got a 6.
Yeah, I mean it's 10 by 10, and that thing, like I said, is almost now a gelatinous rectangle rather than a cube.
Oh wow! I got a 14.
I got a 23.
Oh geez.
I got a 22.
Oh.
Wow, nice guys.
14.
Rolled like
dog
dog
shit
shit on
you
this
kind
one.
of like are feeling across the stone, and you're like, you can feel where there's almost like a darkness permeating in a direction through the stone. Like it's the veil to the Shadowfell is really thin here. Like again, you feel like you could walk that black road immediately. For Dianthus and for Timothy, both of you kind of catch it at the same time as the glistening of the gelatinous rectangle kind of slowly burns itself off of the stonework. You catch this very, very, very faint black footprints that are just kind of turning into wisp and smoke.
My detect magic doesn't notice that.
So those are footprints left by whoever left here.
And there's 2 sets of footprints. And there was probably but that's probably because the third guy they carried through the sand because they believed so hard.
Just like Jawas?
Just switch of us. Those are one set of footprints through an Arby's parking lot where you carried me, Griffin.
Timothy and I both go, look, footprints at the same time, and then go, Jinx!
You owe me a nail. What's the play?
Okay.
I mean, I like making questionable friends, so yeah, I think we should go get permission from the Inner Bailey, just to be down in there, clear shit up.
Yeah, I think this is what we were talking about, needing something something tangible to point out that something weird is going on.
Gelgath, you're standing there, and again, there's almost like this gut pull at you to want to walk and seek this out.
I think we should go. We should go do this. There's a gaping hole here. Who knows what could come out of it?
I'm not
You
particular.
could always split as well.
Yeah, how far away is it to report this to our sort of, you know, whatever passes for law enforcement around here?
To the Inner Bailey? Are you reporting it to
our guys.
Kenyon, or
Our
are you
guys. I
reporting
want to go talk to our guys first, like the guys.
You'd have to track him down, or I mean, they don't control that though. The Inner Bailey does.
No, I know, but they're like, I guess, would they be the people to talk to like liaise between, like to make the introductions? Okay, so we just go to the.
No, that's like local yokel cops and the CIA talking to each other.
My hesitation about going to the Inner Bailey just comes from the fact that they are a martial order of religious zealots. And if we point out that there's a bunch of shadow magic stuff going on underneath the city, underneath this fort, I worry that they are going to impose themselves on the Outer Bailey in a way that we won't like.
My only thing is, I would remind you that you guys have not met with any of them. So
no, I know.
All of your opinions on who they are is based upon
information I know, but
you're receiving from other parties
and history repeating itself.
I wonder if there's any benefit to us sending Quint, and then us.
He's not going. He's
we chased someone down there and sent someone else to get help.
He says, "Why?
You call 911.
Why would I go talk to these people? I'm not doing that."
It makes us look a little more legitimate, though, if we send for help, but we go first because we're chasing someone. Look at Ben, give me the side eye.
No.
All right, I don't care one way or the other. So, I mean, if we want to just go, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I'm kind of with Gelgath. I think we should just do it because, again, I don't really. Perhaps I am making assumptions, but involving people who are known to have intense reactions and strong feelings about.
You don't know. You don't know.
But
that.
if they're a martial religious order, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that they're going to be.
Still make an assumption.
I mean, at this point,
it's an assumption I'm comfortable making, though.
At this point, we've just gone headfirst into everything else, so why not this?
Yeah, the only thing to consider, I think, is the relationship that the guild has with the Inner Bailey.
I mean,
that's the only thing that would make me hesitate, but
we're not going to pull too many strings.
No, I mean, yeah, we're gonna if we try and be low key, which
you've excelled at that.
Yeah, I've got to keep trying. At some point, we'll succeed. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna. It's not a hill that I'm gonna die on or anything. But I'm reluctant to go and inform religious zealots that there might be some potentially, evilly kind of magic going on because they have, historically speaking, a tendency to overreact and make it everybody else's problem.
Nobody's arguing.
And I don't know if that, again, I'm making an assumption, but it's an assumption that I'm comfortable making. So,
I walk into the sewer.
all right.
Yep. You walk in, and
I will follow.
are you trying to follow those footprints?
Yeah, as best I can.
You follow. It's kind of a winding thing. You start to hear slurping again.
Behind us, going back from the way the thing came from before.
Or as we like to say around
Yeah,
here,
yeah. It's
Super
not
Spice,
Gesundheit. Yeah.
Godzilla. We just say
Godzilla
Godzilla
now.
now.
Yep.
No bless you, no good news. I can't even say the word. We just say Godzilla. And in return, you just say Gojira.
So the slurping, is that
And
coming
if
from the
someone
way
says Gojira to you, you say and also with you.
Yeah.
Is the slurping coming from the way the cube went previously? Is it like coming back towards us if I turn around?
It sounds it's a little, it's like almost a corridor over. It sounds
Okay.
like it's making the
What was like its rough, like how could I gauge like how if this thing is like moving briskly or is it just really kind of
brisk. Yeah, this thing could cruise.
okay? So it could I tell if it could outrun us?
Like
if we were forced to do like
moving,
a full dash.
It's moving the same speed you are.
Okay, so as long as we stay ahead of it, we should be okay.
It definitely cruises faster than you would imagine.
And I can always try and push Timothy with gust if he's lagging behind.
I don't think
I can
Timothy's
move.
the
I can
slow
push.
one.
I can push one medium or smaller creature that I choose, but you have to either voluntarily fail or make a strength saving throw.
You guys can all make me a DC 15 nature too.
Oh,
I don't think Timothy's the slow one though.
That's what I'm saying. I could push him 5 feet to make up to make up the distance for those halfling legs.
Oh, I have a movement of 30.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's the slow one. So.
No, I think we're all 30 then.
13 for me.
I've got an 11.
What am I rolling, Ben?
Nature.
Nature.
Not sure.
17.
I'm sitting at 17 as well.
Both of you have done enough fiddling around in places where cubes and other puddings and jellies make their layers to realize it's not just that thing is just gotten that big. You think it might be ready to molt.
Which means
making cube
Lots
babies.
of little ones.
Oh, it's gonna like start splitting into smaller cubes. That's fun.
Like when you shoot slime in Minecraft.
That's not going to be a problem for anyone ever at any point.
Yeah. That maybe it's a need of good molten.
I mean, it's keeping the sewers clean, so maybe
it could be down there on purpose. To be honest,
that's true. I mean, that's true. I mean,
these are the cleanest sewers I've ever been in.
How many of these things can live in one sort of biome before it reaches max capacity? You know.
Will a gelatinous cube eat other gelatinous cubes?
Oh, well, there you go. The cycle will keep itself in check, hopefully. I guess I'm following.
Shaggy's not going to let us kill the babies.
What's everybody's wisdom and int scores, please?
Oh, my wisdom is 12. My intelligence is 15.
14 and 14.
14 and 14?
Wisdom 12, intelligence 10.
Okay.
Wisdom 16, intelligence 11.
Yep. Just wanted to see.
I got to be kind of smart.
So I don't know. I'm just sort of following Gelgath and Tim at this point. I think I'm just kind of taking cues because I failed my detect magic isn't picking anything up, and I rolled really bad on my perception and nature checks and stuff. So
so you guys are heading around the corner and moving. Gelgath, you get this voice that kind of echoes to you in giant to follow, and it's pulling you towards a different direction than everyone else is going.
We need to go this way, and I'll turn to that direction.
Dianthus and Timothy, that is not where the footsteps are going.
The footsteps go this way, though.
The stone is talking to me, I think.
I'm not hearing anything, am I?
Nope.
Okay.
The stone is talking to you.
I think. Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
I mean,
There's a good chance that the footsteps are a spell to lead us in the wrong direction.
Okay. As a sorcerer, somebody who can kind of vibe with magic as it exists in the natural world, in its sort of raw form, if you're hearing the stone, I'll follow you, man.
Although the stone could be a spell to lead us in the wrong direction too.
But no one else can hear it, right?
Nope.
It's a giant.
None of you
Yeah,
hear
but I can understand a giant, but I can't hear it at all.
Nope. Only Gelgath hears.
Yeah, I know how to speak and read giant, but only Gelgath can hear it, which is why I'm kind of inclined to go with him as a sorcerer. Just follow the vibes of where the magic takes you.
In giant, you hear it say, "Follow the black road, find the black road, and find your truth."
And I'm just kind of saying it out loud. Follow the black road to find the truth.
I mean, is there a black road around here?
I think it's this way and pointing the same direction.
Was it sang by a bunch of short people in costumes? I'm willing to go with it. Worst comes to worst, we turn around again. But
yeah, let's do it.
All right, you're gonna follow Gelgath.
See where this road leads.
Gelgath, this voice kind of steers you in this direction. Make me a investigation check.
Let's see here. 6.
Okay, yep, you're just kind of going along, and you realize you're moving further and further into the sewers, towards where the inner bailey would meet the outer bailey. But you also realize all of you kind of, there's a decline, so you're moving downward as well.
I'll relay that.
Going to continue along?
Follow the stone.
Yep, I'll keep following Gelgath.
The voice directs you to one area. It's kind of a place where it looks like everything runs off to, and there's a big iron dome gate, like not a gate, but like cage over the top of it. And you come to it. And no longer in giant, you hear a voice speaking common in your head say, "Hello."
Sorry, was that come on?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I apologize for the subterfuge, but I'm ever so hungry.
Oh, shit.
Perhaps you could assist me with this problem.
And you are?
Oh, my name is Black.
So do we see?
Do you want to look down into the thing?
Well, what do we see before? Like, just face value. What do we see here?
You see everything running off to what is to a like a basin that's been covered with an iron like dome cage that leads into like a
so we can like see
hole.
through the dome. It's
Yeah,
like,
but it goes down. Yeah, it goes down like
how wide is the hole?
Oh, it's 10 by 10. This room is big. And you
Well-
realize you're literally right underneath the entrance to the inner bailey.
Yeah, I don't have anything that would.
They can't hear me. Only you can.
Is there anything else in this space of interest? Like, since we can't hear this conversation or anything, is there anything else in this space besides the dome and the hole that?
Make me a perception check.
That's 3.
Nothing that you can tell.
Yeah.
Timothy and Dianthus can also make me one.
Echo.
Gelgath, you cannot because you're kind of in a mental state.
Uh-oh.
16.
Okay.
I believe 17. Yep, 17.
Dianthus, you notice that there's an awful lot of interesting like glow lichen and small fungus that is shockingly edible in this area. Timothy, you look around and you see there's a lot of thieves' cant on these walls.
Fun. I like thieves' cant.
Gelgath,
anything?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Anything that would be of note?
You kind of dig through a lot of like threats and everything else. You see a couple mentions of the crossroads. And then in a newer scrawl, it says, "Feed Black at your own risk."
Well, that's interesting. Evidently, there's something down here named Black, and we should feed him at our own risk.
Gelgath, you hear the voice inside your head goes, "That's me. I'm Black. And if they fed me better food, there would be no risk involved." I've been down here for a very long time.
What are you?
Black. I introduced myself. And as tasty as your sewage runoff can be at times, I developed a little bit of a Epicurean palate and long for something tastier. So usually when people that aren't supposed to be here come through, and I don't feel like telling this Lord's men, since they just push garbage down here, I will give them passing bits of information for the choicest morsels. But due to a misunderstanding a few weeks ago, no one's been through. So I'm palate starved.
Could you tell me about this misunderstanding?
Oh, yeah. So they were a few of the more disreputable types in the area were making their way to the crossroads and following the temporary directions and the cant on the walls and asked me for directions. And I said, sure, but you've got to give me something in return. And they thought it would be funny to give me a bag of nothing. So I reached up and I grabbed one of them. I don't like to be mistreated.
And you grabbed them and then what?
Oh, I ate them.
Can I throw some rations down the hole?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
What kind of rations are you throwing? Are these like just dirt iron rations, or are these like something better than that?
Or a little bit better than that. Just like because I would have, I generally carry some pretty decent
So
food.
you throw these down here and you hear this just like sloppy crunch, like someone who has a cold and can only mouth breathe when they're eating something kind of crunchy, but they're enjoying it and they're just slopping it down. And what you hear in your head, Gelgath, is dried elk, pepper. Ooh, that's a rich brown. The drying time must have been no more than 4 weeks. Soft, supple to the pull.
The Eldritch Gourmand.
Not the best ration I've ever had, but certainly in the top 30.
Can I, with like a passive insight or something, can I see like anything on Gelgath's face? Is he like checked out?
Gelgath, what does your face look like as you're having this kind of conversation?
You know what? Actually, I think Gilgath would be having it out loud too.
Okay, yeah. Then you guys.
Oh, okay, so like we're hearing him talk and no one's
We hear half of it.
Like, Gilgath, we talking to you?
Tell your companion, my Goliath friend, that they give them my greatest thanks for that small morsel.
I'll shut up. You're welcome.
You see what looks to be about the size of Quint's entire body, kind of an elongated triangle, pad of yellowish flesh make its way up, and on it are these massive spikes. And it kind of pushes its way through the grate and just kind of waves at you and pulls itself down. The pad itself is probably bigger than Timothy.
Wow.
That's a huge beast.
You guys can now make me a nature check.
Oh, I rolled really good on that one.
I got a
22. No,
12.
21.
I got a 2.
Gelgath, what did you get?
12.
12. The only person who Connor, you immediately go, that is the biggest goddamn Odieg I've ever seen in my life.
Odiug!
Odieg!
Ugh. These things are disgusting.
Shh!
Gelgath, you hear
Don't piss it off.
you hear a voice in your head say, "Well, that was just rude.
Well, hey,
I don't like being treated rudely."
I'm sorry. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. I
You
apologize.
can't hear any of that.
No, I'm just. I guess I'm assuming that he's telling me this, but I don't know that. I guess.
Well,
Hey,
some
Ben.
people don't understand that we are what we are.
So well spoken. Do you perhaps have any other tasty morsels you might be able to
Do you
so
like fish?
graciously part with?
I've
Gelgath,
dried fish.
ask
Dried
him
fish?
ask him if he likes candy.
Do you like candy?
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh, candy.
Oh no!
I so rarely get to taste sweet things. Really, honestly, my friend, eating your refuse, your feces, and the like, it's a young man's game. And I am no longer a young man. I yearn for so much more than that. I've not had candy in 80 years, most likely. So a treat that I can not explain what it would mean to me.
He likes candy.
I love Gelgath's interpretation. I mean, I'm not thinking the lemon lightning candy. I'm thinking the stone skin sours.
in
What do you guys think?
if I'm aware that I have offended this creature, which I guess I don't know, have I been made aware of that?
No, not directly.
Okay.
Anyone have a problem with me throwing a stone skin sour down?
Oh no, he likes candy.
Go for it.
I was gonna. I had thought to perhaps offer some dried fruit, but only if I knew I had made it.
Let's just throw something he doesn't get. I don't know. Well, I mean, the problem is we haven't explored if this does anything, but what do you think? Yeah.
You know, it's too bad that you're tired of your usual diet. If I just eat some raw oats and come back in a day. Yeah.
One can only have the same food repetitively so much in hundreds of years of life before growing very sick of it.
I could see that. Yeah.
If no one's gonna complain, I'm gonna take a stone skin sour and go catch and drop it through the grate.
You hear the jaws actually snap shut, and it is a terrifying sound. And then you feel the actual structure of the sewers shudder and shake. You can see dust coming from bricks of the sewer, and you can actually see some of the mortar slightly shift and crack. And
I'm gonna go. Crap! I should have told you it was sour. Damn it!
instead, you hear, all of you get this mental impression, this overwhelmingly loud, satisfied hum of yum.
Okay, good. I was like, oh shit! I forgot to warn them
Deep
it was
and
sour.
deep and sonorous. I mean, it's, you actually are gain joy just from hearing it. You're like, oh god, that actually felt good. Like to hear that. That strangely was relaxing, and like it's a very odd sensation.
Joyous.
Joyous, yeah.
I like it.
A very different feeling than you're used to. Like experiencing the joy of somebody else's sensation. My Goliath friend, I do so appreciate what you have shared with me. Allow me to share something in return.
Okay.
Stomach acid.
No. Its tentacle, one of its tentacles comes weaving out again, pushing its way through the grate, this iron grate bending between the girth of this tentacle. And it reaches up and with just the most delicateness closes its triangle spines around a stone and pulls it loose. Out from beneath this brick falls a bag.
Say
Oh.
that.
I didn't catch that.
A bag falls, a bag,
Bag.
and then it very, very lightly presses the brick back in, and then with the point of the diamond shape of its pad, pushes it in solidly, and then retreats back into the grate.
So it handed the bag. It just dropped the bag.
Yep, right in front of you.
Okay,
Sweet.
I'll pick it up and open it.
It's full of gold teeth. It's full of just some gold coins. There's probably a good 80 gold in here, just in gold pieces. There's a couple
nice.
gemstones, and the voice in here says, I don't have any use for these. And frankly, they don't taste good. So I don't really need them, but I know your people, and by your people, I mean everyone in the above world, seem to really dig their jam.
Oh, okay. Well, that was very kind. Here,
Oh.
you can have my fish. And he takes out one of his ration bags and empties it into the.
Oh, you hear this kind of, again, gnawing, gnashing sound, and you hear a, ooh, fresh, dried only a week ago to 2 weeks, heavy on the salt, but in a good way. Is that sugar? No, it's honey. Was this prepared by small hands?
Yeah.
Child labor.
No, goblin labor.
Ah, I thought halflings for a moment, but I can definitely, packed in fungus during its drying time. Delicious. Please give my utmost respect to the tiny chefs involved.
Oh, I'm sure they will appreciate that.
Can we assume if he can reach up to that thing, he could probably grab mushrooms, right? So there's no point in feeding him some of those mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, again, you recognize those mushrooms shouldn't be growing there.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he might be growing them.
Gelgath,
Yeah.
Will you ask him if I can take some of these mushrooms?
Can my friend have some mushrooms?
Which friend?
The the druid.
A
And-
long, thinner tentacle comes up, and it's got an eye stalk on it, and it looks around, and it kind of takes you all in.
I
It
wave.
looks at Connor, kind of like with a "fuck you" look,
And
and
make
goes,
an insight check
"Yeah,
against the eye stalk,
yeah," against the eye stalk.
just to like see, like not that I don't know that it's like mad at me, but I see it sort of like squinting at me.
Yeah, it's more like that's the guy who called me names. What a dick.
Insight is 12.
Yeah, you get the squibbies about that. Like, I don't feel that great about the way that thing just looked at me.
I'm gonna take 2 steps back.
Yes, the humanoid. I can't remember what is Dianthus's.
She's a earth genasi, so she's got like green leaves and dirt, and he probably can't see the spores, but there's spores around my head. And
the genasi, by all means, but please ask that they leave something in return.
Can you give him something in return?
can I pull off one of my leaves? Would it grow if I leave it down here?
You get the impression he's more interested in your spores.
Oh, I could probably leave one of those behind.
Yep, you definitely can.
Because I can use those as a weapon too, so I could just kind of put it over there. Thank you. I'm gonna take.
So when you put it over there, one of the big tentacles comes out and packs it with some mixture. You're pretty sure you know what kind of mixture to allow it to grow. One thing you all notice is there's no smell. Like normally when you're in a dung heap, there's dung smell. This is, if you've ever been around like podzol or like really, really, really enriched black dirt, that's more of what you're smelling than actual like
Really earthy, like good soil.
Yeah, not like you. I mean, you're a sewer. You're not smelling shit or urine at all.
Right.
You're just smelling like this is like this hyper rich material.
So
I look forward to seeing what comes of this.
Honestly, I don't even know. Okay, I can't hear him. Never mind.
Timothy and Dianthus, please make me wisdom saving throws.
Oh boy.
Natural 20 for a 22.
Okay.
Nice.
I got an 18.
Okay. Both of your mental defenses are so strong you can't hear what's being said to you. But Gelgath, you can hear that in a very flowery way. Black is saying thank you.
Oh, yeah, he says thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know. This is a lot of gold. Do you want me to come back with some more food sometime?
I would be more than happy to pay you for any wares you would be able to bring me, but in fact, how did you get in here? The Iron Men had warded this entire area off. I generally only see thieves and ne'er-do-wells, and I'm sorry, my large friend, but you are neither of those things.
I appreciate that. Somebody has been breaking doors and wards and things.
Oh, I know just who you're speaking of. They've trapped further down the tunnel where the Iron Men make their path on their slow watches. And when they're trying to take a good look at the cube, they don't really understand what it is. And they certainly don't understand it's about to molt. But then again, no offense, but they're just men.
Is there room enough here for the the cube and its progeny?
In the tunnels, yeah, in the sewer, yes. It generally doesn't come this way because we have a understanding.
Okay.
If it comes into my area or attempts to eat what is mine, I will bludgeon it until it retreats.
Okay.
And I have to do so physically because it doesn't have a mind enough for me to mentally attack. In fact, that's one reason there's wards everywhere. I am not the average for my species, and I do have prodigious mental abilities. And these iron men wish me to not be able to influence those around me, which I did do, and I do greatly apologize for tricking you. But I do appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak giant, as I have not done so in so long.
Oh, yeah, you know, like, I mean, depending on who you're talking to, you could just say you're hungry, you know.
My people don't have the best reputation.
What's that?
My race does not have the best reputation.
Oh, yeah, I could see some, I don't know, some city folk might see you and freak out.
Yes, and the dragon who put me here is long gone. So I just simply am forced to live in this hole now.
Well, I greatly appreciate this information.
Oh, my pleasure. Please, feel free
What's
to
your
return.
opinion of the Iron Men?
My opinion of the Iron Men?
Yep.
They're stupid.
Okay.
They have slowed my trickle of exotic foods. They think I'm some dumb beast. They are too afraid to attempt to slay me, and they also see my worth. I understand that they fear what I would do to the town, but I have no desire to, because in the past, the town has been extremely good to me, and I to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe how clean it is here.
I do appreciate it. When the Six were here, oh, those were the wild days. They just wanted to get rid of somebody. They just pushed them into the sewer and bloop, right down the gullet. I've never feasted on so much dwarf in my entire life.
Well, you know, if I need to get rid of someone, I'll definitely think of you.
Oh, if you can keep them alive, that's my favorite. But as long as they're warm,
Yeah, I'm not too good at that.
understandable.
You know, I hit things and they tend to not live.
Ah.
Actually, Ben, I was going to ask that. Is there a noticeable spot, like a grate or something, where if we wandered by and dropped something, he would get it? Or do we have to come down through the tunnels to give it to him?
Everything's been closed off. And now everything runs through a centralized cistern. One of the things that Drysdale did is they literally locked this area down.
So there's not like a grate somewhere in the ceiling somewhere where we could drop something in, or
Everything's been magically sealed off to run through a system and then siphon here.
so he doesn't get anything unless someone brings it.
No, it all siphons to him.
Oh, okay.
But he's eating mostly sewage.
He eats
and
primarily
runoff.
like 90% of what he gets is sewage.
But let's say Dianthus on her own occasionally drops some good food into the system. Would he get it?
Yeah, inside the sewage. It'd be like throwing anything away.
Okay.
The reason this is so good is because it's not covered in sewage.
I know. She wants to feed him on a regular basis.
I mean, we have an in through the shop. As long as Quint is willing to, as long as he's getting something out of it, I'd imagine he'd let us down here again.
Okay. I'll think about it. Dianthus likes making friends, so.
I like making questionable friends.
This is definitely a questionable friend.
Also, I'd like to come back and check on my spore and see what it does. We'll have to come. We'll circle back to this, Timothy.
You also could just get permission from the keep too.
You think they'd give me? You think they'd give me permission to feed the Odiug? Maybe if I
Never
can.
know.
Maybe if I can word it into like I'm studying what were the name of the mushrooms again? I didn't even ask.
You don't know.
I put them down as a handful of edible glowing mushrooms. I want to study them more. I'm gonna work on that. That's gonna be a goal now for Dianthus.
Do they look like any of the mushrooms that we saw in the Goblin Keep?
Oh, that's a good
Or
question.
These don't
Yeah.
look like anything you've seen before.
Okay.
I kind of want to eat one and see what happens.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
That's fun for another day.
All right. What do you want to do?
Do we go back and try to find the feet
I
now?
was going to say that we should try and follow the footsteps.
Backtrack and follow the footsteps, the shadow people.
They're gone.
Oh no.
How far can we follow that particular path in the sewer before it like branches off and becomes too much to?
You can follow it to an area where it looks like it's leading outside the keep, because like giant roots and everything have pushed their way in. And kind of like it looks like this has been bricked over repeatedly.
Recently at all? Is that?
It looks like there's probably a layer from the last couple years.
Okay.
So an area of the sewer that's in general disrepair, but they've been kind of trying to rebuild it.
And that's when you hear the schlorp, and you look and you see a shimmer, and down the way you came in that tunnel, you can't go back.
Cube time.
Oh no.
Connor's going to just start letting lightning just kind of charge up his arms and his eyes start to glow lightning blue.
Gelgath, make me a perception check.
Oh, geez. 9.
Something about like the blackness behind these massive roots is very enticing to you. Like again, you feel that pull of like destiny towards it.
I still feel like we should go there.
Follow the magic, man. I'll go with you.
You lead, we'll follow.
Okay.
Everyone goes. You kind of push your way through the roots, and it gets darker and darker and darker, and you kind of stumble out, and you look up, and the sky is just black. There are wisps of gray clouds. It's weirdly cold here, and you find yourself in the middle of like an abandoned town.
Does it look familiar at all? Do we know if there's like a town attached to the fort at all or anything like that? Like an abandoned town?
Make me a perception check, everyone.
22.
8.
18.
11.
I don't think I've rolled above a 10 on a perception check tonight.
Dianthus, you like look around and you can't see anything that's green at all anywhere. Like for as far as you can see, there's nothing. Everything is in grayscale to black. Timothy, you immediately know you're in the Shadowfell.
Oh shit!
Oops.
This isn't good. Guys, I think we stumbled into the Shadowfell.
Do I, as a sorcerer, can I get any vibes?
This is, I mean, everything here is, dark. I mean, the vibe is like heaviness.
Yeah, what I guess in the do I feel any in the way like magic exists here? Do I feel any? Does it
Exists?
it exist? Does it feel different?
No, it just exists. So, like, if you were to go into the Feywild, everything would feel so vibrant, it like almost hurts to look at it. It's almost too much. This is the opposite. This is like everything is so minimalistic.
Mhm.
Like your eyes and even your mind is reaching for like, there's got to be more than this, right? The more, no, this is just it. It's almost like finding yourself going from 2-dimensional or from 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional.
Okay.
Like, just
Or Nebraska.
yeah,
Here's the
Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri.
on the upside, everybody. That
I appreciate you keeping Iowa out of that.
I was gonna say Iowa, but I was afraid it was gonna piss you off, so I figured I'd just leave it alone.
I cut you a little bit of slack. You hear a clicking of hooves on these rough stones.
On the upside, I guess I'll say.
I'm gonna find some place to hide.
Yeah, I'll say before we scatter or whatever. I just want to quickly say, like, that shadow magic that I picked up earlier. One of the places that it comes from is the Shadowfell, so we might be onto something here. And then,
oh, well, you're not who I thought would be here. We're just full of happy accidents today, aren't we? You see a 9-foot-tall, red-skinned, classic-looking devil with big black horns, like kind of looking like oh gosh darn it! All of a sudden, I can't think. Tim Curry in Legend.
Oh wow!
Except on his horn, there's tape right there on him. He's holding a massive ledger, and there's writing on all of this paper. And
Hold on, Ben. You think you gotta adjust your microphone again? Sometimes it just sounds like you're underwater for some reason.
Oh, better?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's better.
yeah.
I don't know if it's picking up. It might be picking up someone else's microphone, and it's just competing.
So,
I'm not
like,
sure.
he's scribing away, and he's actually occasionally writing on the paper that's on his horns, and just writing like as he's speaking. And he's like, wow. Do I know you?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Well, in that case, snaps his finger, and a table and chairs just appear. Please, please, please sit down.
Nope.
Candy is my name. Deals are my game.
I keep standing. I don't even touch a chair.
Well, it's just a chair.
I guess I don't want to metagame this. Is the sort of boilerplate knowledge about devils common knowledge enough where like we would just know that?
They're bad, but most common people think devils and demons are the same thing.
Sure,
they're just bad outside. There are people from not the material plane who are bad.
Okay, could I then make some kind of check history, religion, whatever to see what I know about devils?
You can make me either a religion that'll give you one perspective, or you can make a nature check, which will give you a more biological perspective.
I'll do a religion check. That's more what I want to find out. I only have a +2, but hopefully I roll well on this. 14. Okay.
This is a devil
Mm-hmm.
because it didn't automatically try to slaughter you.
Mm-hmm.
You know that devils are all about them deals, baby. They're the used car salesman of the multiverse.
And would I, wrapped up in knowing about deals, would I be aware that deals with devils are generally pretty one-sided?
Devils in the details is not a saying.
Okay, so then my reaction to that is going to be the same. I'm not going to accept anything that this devil offers. I'm going to remain standing. I'm not going to touch the chairs. I'm not going to touch the table.
Please tell me you're all not this rude. Should have brought that up on prep school. It would have happened. You could have made that happen.
Oh, no, I wish I was a bard.
Please sit. I mean, I can bring food if you want. We are in the Shadowfell, though, so it's going to be pretty tasteless.
Did he give us his name?
Yeah, he said his name was Tandy.
Tandy?
Tandy.
Tandy. Like candy with a T?
Yep.
Tandy the devil.
I am a contract devil. There's a difference.
What's that mean?
I operate on contracts. It's part of my job. I'm basically a bookkeeper.
A bookie.
No, that's a gambling devil. That's different. I make you contact me because you want an ironclad deal. I ensure that the deal is ironclad. You give me some type of payment, and then I ensure that the people that signed that deal fulfill it.
Oh, so you're a lawyer.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
He's from the Hells.
most good lawyers are lawful evil.
I
I
advise.
do enjoy Ghost Sleep members out there. I do enjoy a good spreadsheet.
So do I.
I go into barbarian raid.
This is the devil.
You're gonna rage at this guy?
No, I was the joke when he mentioned spreadsheets. I go into a raid.
Do you make that joke to him?
Oh gosh, Gilgath doesn't know what a spreadsheet
Oh,
is.
god damn it, that was a great joke. By the way, I will give everybody a inspiration if I haven't. You guys have been killing it tonight. That's my way of saying I appreciate you. But yeah, Tandy is like, well, I mean, obviously this isn't probably where you thought you were going. So how can I help you?
We didn't ask for help.
Okay,
Nah,
well,
fuck it. I'm going to pull up a chair, sit down, and say, you know what? We're actually looking for some
Okay.
that left some footprints.
Oh boy.
footprints, like wherever you were.
Yeah, from where we came.
Oh, and you came through, and he kind of points at this doorway you guys walked out of.
Yep.
So you were on the prime, and I can't. You have to understand, friend. I can't say too much. Part of my job is strict NDAs across the board. So I have to really be careful because I can't speak out of turn. So in the prime, not if I'm right. Blink one for yes. You're not a captive. Did it involve?
Some Shatterkai, maybe?
Ooh, he pulls down a roll in front of him and he goes, yeah, exactly. You gotta remember, I'm not just here right now. I'm in like 10 other places. So we're like, you're talking to a part of me that's a representative of me. So I've got a lot of things. I've got a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm aware of this.
Any idea where we might be able to find them?
Oh, probably completing that job. If they don't, I mean, old Tandy's got to collect.
So they haven't come back here then?
Well, I'm assuming the job's not done. Also, I'd know if the job was done because see right here, and you see like this writing in Abyssal, and it's like writing over itself as something gets marked out, like slashed through, and he goes, see, I know when jobs are done, and this job, he points to it, is not done. Also running out of time. I mean, they only had 10 days.
10 days, and it's been 6? Theoretically?
No, it's been 9. We're on the last. We're in crunch time.
So we might actually want to get back to Benwick, if that's the case.
Who?
Starts with Ben, rhymes with Wick.
I don't know that person. He looks at the paper again, kind of thinks about it. Yeah, I don't know the person at all.
So he's not the target.
Okay, so just above table, real quick, just to clarify: is this guy like a middleman, or is he like?
He's a contract man.
Yeah, well, like, is he signing? Is he like? Are these contracts on behalf of other devils, or are they his contracts?
They're his contracts. He just has multiple portions of them.
Some of them. You think some of them are his? Some of them come from below him, and some of them come from above.
Yeah,
he's definitely he's definitely
he may
higher
not
middle
know
management.
about Benwick, but if this contract, whoever took out this contract, might be after Benwick. So just because he doesn't. Yeah, just because he doesn't know about Benwick doesn't mean that
wouldn't that be written into the contract?
Maybe. sometimes, like, again, I guess if it's okay with you, Ben, based on my role from before, I don't know how much I know about how devil contracts work, but oftentimes, but
With
I
a
guess
14,
would I be aware?
With a 14, you would be like the legalese of the 9 hells is a little bit beyond your
Sure,
your
yeah, I
current
guess,
understanding.
Sure, like the omission of names, because instead of like
Do any of you speak Abyssal?
referrals.
Do any of you speak Abyssal?
No, I speak primordial, but
Yeah, primordial's my special.
not abyssal either.
Yeah, me neither.
Can I?
I wish I did now.
He pulls out of his long flowing like pirate shirt, big like nicely tailored suit. He pulls out what you think is going to be a pocket watch, and instead it's an actual hourglass on a shining gold chain, and he's looking at it. Puts on a pair of very small glasses that lean down his nose. Ooh, grains. These boys really are pushing it.
Can you, by chance, tell me who they're after?
NDA. I am so sorry.
I was worried about.
No, it's good that you asked, though. Most mortals would just threaten. They would, tell me or die, and I'd be like, I don't want to have to kill you, but if you're going to push the situation, I also have no problem doing that. It's just, have you ever tried to get blood out of parchment?
I tried once.
It's
real
difficult. I mean, and I only feel like it's taking so much. And at that point, 2 Shatterkai stumble out of the doorway behind you, almost running into you.
Shit. That's not good.
And in a language you'd understand, they both stop and they start talking to each other. And one of them whips out a blade, and it's attached to a long spiked chain with another blade at the other end, and they start like twirling it around themselves and moving in a very lithe dancer-like motion.
Do I have enough room to hit him? Do I have enough room to hit him with Thunderwave?
No.
Oh God.
You also like Tandy's like looking at all this, and he goes like, I mean, job's not done, fellas. And he says that, and you can hear it in one language, and it's coming out also in another language. They kind of like
Let's
stop.
Just wait and see what happens here, guys.
They kind of stop, and they're looking at him and looking at you and looking at him and looking at you.
I'm rubbing my hands together.
Let's attack these fuckers.
Well, but the thing is, like, if we attack them, is that going to piss off Tandy?
Who cares? I mean, it's a contract.
I'm assuming that devil's tougher than us.
They're part of a contract. Like, he doesn't care whether it gets completed or not.
And if it does get, and if something does happen, it's their fault, not ours. We're not involved in the contract.
What happens if someone? So if someone completes a contract, he gets nothing, right?
Well, he gets whatever was agreed to in the contract.
Yeah, he gets whatever's agreed to. He also gets whatever.
He didn't make this was he made there's this is an exchange. He's getting something out of this.
Yeah.
But if we kill them, and that's I'm just trying to figure out, like,
if you kill him, they fail, and he gets something anyway.
Yeah. That's why
he's not going to care if we kill them.
No, if
should we ask him for permission? Be like, do you mind?
I mean, it's only polite.
I feel like if we've been polite this whole episode, we might as well continue to be polite and be like, hey, would you mind if we kind of kick their ass?
Are you going to ask him?
Yeah.
He looks down at you. He says, I mean, in about 3 minutes, they're going to be dead anyway. So, I mean, it's up to you.
Thunderwave.
No, you can't.
They like
close.
They like look at when he's saying this because it's coming out in every language. They turn and look at him like, "Oh God, no." You're in a Thunderwave?
Yeah, I guess. Like, what's the arrangement here? Are they?
Yeah, I think we're all standing too close.
You're all close enough that. Well, you know what? You would be in the back because.
And I sat at the table, and they're coming in behind us.
I did not approach the table at all.
So it's going to be Gelgath and Dianthus are going to have to make saves.
What?
You can't do this to us again, Mike.
Not even if I turn, so that's just in front of me, because it's a wave in front of me. It's not an area of effect that goes out from me.
It's a cube.
Cone.
It's a cube. It's a cube in front of me.
Let
Is it?
me
Yeah,
look again.
Thunderwave is a cube in front of me. It's not a sphere area of effect.
But it's a cube area effect.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cube, but it's not centered on me, I guess is what I'm saying. It's only in front of me.
Self 15.
You could
It's-
set what's the distance
Sweeps
on it?
out from you. It says sweeps out from you.
Yeah,
so
sweeps
from
out.
you.
Yeah.
out.
So it's 15.
So-
It's like what a cone used to be.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, no,
if,
cones are still a thing, but it's
But
just
it just goes
yeah.
out 15 feet, so it would still catch them.
so only
Yeah,
if you're standing behind all of us.
I'm standing by the door where we came in from. So I would be the closest to the people that just came out. Is
All
sort
right.
of what I had envisioned.
Dianthus and Gelgath, roll me percentiles, and you want to roll under 74%.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to do it if they're like definitely going to be caught in the blast. But like, I just sort of figured I was standing behind everybody so that not wasn't the plan. But if they came out where the same place we came out, they would basically be like right next to me.
Roll your percentiles.
25.
Okay, you're good.
67.
Both of you would not be in the vicinity of this thunder wave. I just
Great.
wanted to give you a percentage chance of it. And no, Tandy would not either.
No, don't hit Tandy. I don't want.
No, I'm not trying to hit the devil. No way. I just want to hit these two guys.
Okay, they need to make saving throws.
Yeah,
correct?
Constitution saving throws 14.
Oh, where's my 14?
While this is going on, I'm going to have some fun and hide behind the
They
Tandy.
both save.
They will save. Okay, so they take 6 points of damage,
Yep.
6 points of thunder damage each.
All right, that was the surprise round, so we're off and running. Roll initiative.
And then I guess I'm gonna so after using that level 1 spell slot, I am going to use my tempestuous magic.
Is that a
It's a
uh,
bonus
reaction?
action.
Oh, it's a bonus action? Okay.
Yep. Well, it's as a bonus action, you can cause gusts of air to surround you before or after you cast a spell of first level or higher that allows you to fly up to 10 feet
Yep.
without provoking opportunity attacks. So I'm going to
Perfect.
then move 10 feet back towards the group.
All right. We're in initiative. I'm going at 16.
I'm at initiative. I am 13.
18.
16.
Someone to keep track of that for me?
Okay, I can type it in chat. Hold on.
I appreciate it. Magic would act the same here, Super Spike, unless you're using necrotic damage or necrotic magic, and it works better here. Shadow and necromantic magic work better in the shadow fall.
Okay, tell me numbers again.
18.
13.
16.
16.
You're
both
okay, and I'm
you're-
still the
you're-
last in the initiative.
You're both players, so you would go before me.
And what do I put yours in as?
You go in 16 as well, right?
Yes.
So it would be you and Darren decide who goes first.
I want to know your name. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, just you can put SK.
SK. All right. I was like, I know we go first. I just needed to know what you wanted the name in as. Bam.
All right. Well, Timothy, you're up.
I will get up from the table and hide behind Tandy.
Whoa, little fella. Like you go like between his legs, underneath his like beautiful like suit robe, and he's like, whoa.
And then I will peek out from behind him and shoot one of the Shadowkai.
Oh, you've got moxie. Don't mind that thing on your back. And you do indeed feel something on your back.
Okay. I will ignore it for the time being.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
24 to hit.
That hits.
6 for 9 points damage.
Okay.
Sorry, I should ask. Does sneak with I rolled the hide of 18. So
let me check.
can I apply this
You
sneak
attack
attack?
first, so yes. Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
No, you attacked first, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gelgath, you're up.
Okay, how close are they?
They're within 15 feet. You can get to them really quickly.
Okay, I am going to rage and attack the nearest one.
Go.
So let's see here. Make sure I'm doing this right. All right.
In case you care, this is what they look like.
That's crappy. All right, I get
Nice.
a 13 to hit.
13 misses.
Okay. And that is it for me, unfortunately.
Dianthus, you're up.
Do I know if Shatterkai are dead?
You don't know.
Oh,
I guess I don't know if
that makes me really nervous about doing this now.
I don't know if it's up to you, I guess, Ben. But definitely earlier when I was doing my detect magic and I found out about all the stuff about this shadow magic, I would have passed along that this may be an undead connection here.
Actually, I think it's okay. I think I read it wrong the first time. Okay, so I did get one new thing this time, and I get Chill Touch as a cantrip. So I am going to back up a bit so I'm not near them, like 60 feet away if I can. I don't know if we have that much space. Ben?
Yeah, you have enough space.
Okay. I was like, I got no reactions, so I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to get 60 feet away, and then I'm going to cast Chill Touch, which is a ghostly skeletal hand onto the nearest Shatterkai.
Okay.
And I make a ranged spell attack. And if I hit, you take 8 necrotic damage. Okay. Oh, that was a 19. Ranged spell attack. Yeah, it doesn't say against what, though.
Armor class.
Armor class? Okay. Yeah, good.
It hits.
Which is Ben's way of telling me it's not going to do damage. For 8 necrotic damage.
It doesn't do anything.
Does it still get the other effects, you think?
What are the other effects?
Can't regain hit points until the start of the next turn. The hand clings to the target. If I hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
Everything applies unless its target's undead.
What do you mean unless it targets undead?
This isn't undead.
Isn't undead?
They aren't undead.
Okay. Damn it, but no damage.
No.
Okay.
The reason it doesn't affect them is because they live in the Shadowfell. They're just completely overwhelmed with necrotic energy all the time.
They can't heal, though. Or the one that you targeted can't heal.
Yeah, but my spores are necrotic too, so this is great.
It's their turn, and they both use a bonus action to jump. They just poof like Nightcrawler, and then land in where they're not adjacent to any of you, and they both start their shadow chain dance. They start moving with their chains, so they each get 3 attacks.
Oh boy!
I'm gonna do, and I have reach with their chain, so I can get to everybody. I'm gonna go at 6. And there's 4 of you. Mike, you're 1. Connor 1. Dianthus 2. Timothy 3. Gelgath 4. I'm gonna roll twice to see who gets the other extra attacks. It's gonna be Timothy and Gelgath. So it's gonna be, what did I just say? 2 on everybody, but 3 on you two. So Connor, I know the crit hits, and I'm pretty sure the 22 hits as well.
Yeah, they both hit.
So you're going to take 16 points of damage,
I'm
and
unconscious.
and make a dex saving throw.
Okay. Well, I am down to 0 hit points. I have exactly 16.
Then you don't need to roll because you're knocked prone.
Okay.
So that's the effect.
I'm unconscious.
Dianthus.
I'm sorry.
20 and 8.
I have a 14.
Okay. So one hits for 13 and make a dex saving throw.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. 17.
You're good. Like the chain like wraps and cuts and pulls back, and you can feel them trying to like pull you off your feet. They don't. Timothy, 3 attacks. I know one hit, but does a 14 hit?
No.
Okay. Make me a dex saving throw and take 11 points of damage.
18 on the saving throw.
You're good. Gelgath, 3 on you.
Okay.
Only one hit, 4 out of 25. Make a dex saving throw. Remember, half damage.
And let me make sure I'm reading this right. Danger sense. Advantage on dex saving throws against effects you can see.
Yep, you would definitely see this.
Okay.
So you're rolling at advantage. And you take 15 points of damage. No. You take 12 points of damage. I'm sorry.
Is that before or after it's halved?
Before half.
So I got a 20 in toto.
Yeah, you're good.
So that's 6 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. That puts us at top of the pop. So remember now it's the crit threshold is now 19.
We only hit once. I thought it was every 3. Is it every round it goes down?
Yeah, every round it goes down.
Oh, I thought it was every 3 rounds.
At the end of the round, Connor needs to make a death saving throw real quick.
17. Success.
Good. All right, so we're back at the top of the pop. Timothy.
Hide behind Tandy again. 19.
For hiding or attack?
For hiding.
Yeah, you're in those robes.
Then I will shoot with the crossbow. A 17.
That hits.
All right. Nice. 11 plus 4, so 15 points damage.
Nice hit. All right.
Since Gelgath and I are the same number, do we always have to go in the same order, or can we switch it up?
No, you guys can decide how you want to do that. I don't care.
Gelgath, I have an idea.
Okay.
Let me run a question by Ben, and then I'll tell you whether or not I need to go first. Ben, so they switch spots, right? Are they standing next to each other?
No.
How far away are they from each other?
They're 20 feet away from one another. They have a reach of 10 feet.
So a halfling bomb, does that have an area effect of more than 20 feet?
I'm up there too.
No, I thought they went away from you.
Oh.
They're within 10 feet of him because everybody got attacked.
Oh. No, that's not going to work then. Okay, never mind, Gelgath, you
You
go
could
first.
throw it like past them.
Yeah, you can throw it over them to try to catch them in the back end of it.
I mean, what are the chances I miss? I guess I don't know. That's what I would like to do. I would like to throw that bomb.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Now I would let, if you want, Gelgath, you can go first, attack, and then take that step backwards.
Either way. It doesn't matter to me.
What would you like to do, Gelgath?
Oh no, I thought she was gonna throw it. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Do I have to roll something to see if I throw it far enough?
Yeah, it's a ranged weapon.
Okay.
You need to make a basic ranged attack.
Which
So
is.
don't roll shitty.
I'm assuming it's no better than my plus on my sling.
It would be
Right.
less than the plus in your sling because you're trained in your sling. You're proficient.
So do you just dex? Right?
Just my dex.
Do you have
My sling is a +3.
yeah, I'll give you the +3. Screw it.
Well, I rolled a 19, so.
So like you throw it and this thing kind of moves its head, not realizing you were aiming right behind it.
Okay.
And it booms.
Okay, so according to my notes, a halfling bomb is 4d6. Which I rolled mediocre. 9.
Okay.
Wait, I can't add. 4, 3, 3, and 2 is actually 12.
There's a difference. So it blows up and this thing like catches fire full on in the back. Gelgath, you are up. So the one in front of you is hurting.
Let's see here. You know what? If he looks like he's kind of hurting, I'm gonna reckless attack.
Yep. He would look what I would call bloodied.
Bloodied.
Let's see, 16.
That hits.
Okay. So fuck him up. I do 10 damage bludgeoning.
Okay. Still there.
Okay. And I'm at they're at advantage if they attack me. So
Okay. They will attack. They will be attacking. There's 2 of them. There's 3 of you remaining on the board. They are going to shadow jump again. And then they'll start their dance. So we're going to go. So it's 6 attacks, and there's 3 of them. So everybody gets 2 attacks.
ouch.
So Dianthus, you first.
Yay.
Does a 19 hit?
Yep.
Make a dex saving throw, and you take
I think I'm going down, guys.
11 damage.
Oh, maybe not. 18 dex.
You're fine.
I
Keep
have-
rolling that dex high, because if you fail on that, you're.
I have 2 hit points, so you hit me again and I'm done anyways. Doesn't matter.
Timothy! Oh, 2 misses.
Sweet.
Gelgath does a 18 hit. Oh, wait, I get advantage on you, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Was it the one that I hit? Oh no, wait. Have I had a turn? End of my next turn. Was it the one I hit because he had disadvantage
It
on
was
me?
the end of your turn because you went before him.
No, it was end of my next turn, it said.
Which you hit him, and then he couldn't do anything to you, and then you had a turn, and now it's his turn. So that has passed.
Oh shit.
What'd you say? I get advantage, correct, Gelgath?
Yes,
Okay.
because he's reckless.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes, sir.
Take 14 points of damage. Make
Ooh.
a dexterity saving throw.
Dude, these guys hit hard.
Just imagine if you were mixing.
2 4s. That's a 6.
Okay. You get knocked directly on your buttocks.
Okay.
You are prone.
If Connor dies, I'm making a tank.
And how much damage was it? I'm sorry.
14 halved.
14 halved.
So 7.
Oh, okay. 7. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Connor, death saving throw.
And Spike, I just want to make it clear, I did not start shit. That guy was drawing his sword. I just tried to get the jump on him. That's a 6. That's a failure. 1 success, 1 failure.
Top of the pop, 18 is now the crit threshold. which that would mean I would have had like 3 crits last round.
Does that work for death saves too? Do you do the death like if you crit on a 20 when your death saves you come back up? I don't.
I
but-
do. I
okay.
consider that like you've
You've
got one hit.
I wanted to ask because I don't do it, and I know a lot of people do, and whatever.
The rulebook says you get 2 successes for a 20, and
Yeah, I don't
2
really.
fails for a 1.
Yeah, I don't really get that, so I don't use it. I just if you it's 21 success.
As long as you have a success, I would say a 20. I agree. It's 2, and if those are your last 2, it brings you 1 hit point.
Well, that brings up a
I don't know.
really good question. Can I crit throwing a bomb because I rolled a 19? I don't know if that works that way though.
Yeah, you would have critted.
Okay. Well, I don't have any more bombs.
What was the double damage on that?
Would have been
So it's
20,
12, so it would have been 24.
24.
He's still there, but he's a lot worse off.
Okay, well, there's that.
All
I
right.
didn't even think about could I crit throwing a bomb because it was
it's an attack. It's an
okay.
attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to hide again, Mr. Tandy, with a 19.
Tall Tandy.
And the attack.
Make me a perception check really quick, Timothy.
Sure. 15.
You realize that they're seeing you no matter what.
Okay.
So the hiding isn't really doing anything.
But there is someone that is engaged with at least one of them.
They keep bamfing and moving, so
Okay.
they don't leave themselves in a position to be tied up with anybody.
Gotcha.
And also because they have a reach of 10 foot, they're not in melee with anyone.
So I can't even sneak attack, basically. Okay. And attack.
Which one are you attacking? The one that's all burned up now, or the other one?
Yeah, the one that's all burned up because these guys are hitting like fucking trucks.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're hitting hard.
18 plus 6, so 24.
Oh yeah.
And 18's the crit thresh, right?
Yep, it is.
Okay. So 2 dice are just doubled.
It's max and then roll.
Max, so 6, 10, and another 5, so 15.
You bolt him right through the neck, and he reaches and grabs at his throat, and just black blood starts to slowly
Nice.
out and out of his mouth. He drops his chain and he falls forward, and the bolt goes all the way through.
Nice. 1 down, 1 to go.
Sandy looks down between his legs, bends almost unnaturally, and goes, "Well," and one off and goes, "That's one situation I'm not going to have to handle."
A little help on the other one would be helpful.
NDA. Oh, but I will do this. And he reaches across, and his arm grows unnaturally long, and you can see you can literally see the soul coming out of the Shatterkai, and he plucks it with his fingers and eats it.
On that note, I'm gonna bolt 30 foot.
Everybody who's up, including the other Shatterkai, needs to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Nice. 22.
You're fine.
Oh, come on, dice. Dice roller.
I critted.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's what I did too. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, yeah, that was a natural. That was even with my wisdom, which would be a 23.
I got a 12.
You're fine. I rolled a 1, so I get no turn this round. He's just shocked and in horror at watching his brethren be killed and then soul be eaten.
You sucks to suck, sucker.
I'm still gonna if I have to disengage, I will, but I'm still gonna move 30 foot back. So
move completely out from underneath Andy's robes and just move somewhere else.
Move somewhere else.
Souls.
Mainly so that if the guy if he would have poofed or jumped, I would have been outside of somebody else's range as well.
When you leave, you feel this weird scraping on your back. This
Gonna ignore it.
You feel like your back's kind of wet.
Oh.
You're not sure you'll ever sleep very well ever again.
Yeah, that's all right.
Did you get a devil penis rubbed on you?
Probably.
Oh.
Got snail trailed.
Ugh.
Dianthus and Gelgath, you're up.
You.
And it's a devil, so it might be an actual snail. You don't know.
Yeah, you can go first.
I am just going into self-preservation mode, and I am drinking a potion.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
one 2d6 plus con healing potion, so I'm
Chug!
drinking the big one.
All right.
Ew.
Well, I will attack.
It's not great, but
Okay. Attack away. He's like stunned, so he's not defending himself. In fact, I will even allow you to. You got to get up first.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
But I will give you, because I'll give you a coup de grace. So just don't roll a 1.
Oh, okay. I got let's see here. A total of 22.
What'd you roll on your dice?
17.
Ooh, just
Is that
one
the crit?
outside. No, it's
Yeah.
18 right now.
Okay, but like I said, I'll give you a coup de grace, so it's just like a crit.
Oh, okay. All right.
So give me your max and then roll.
Okay, let's see. So max is 11 plus 3 is 14.
Plus your bonuses again.
Oh, plus my bonus again. So 17.
70. You just absolutely crushed this guy. He's still there, but he's now knocked prone.
Okay.
He is
Oh.
going. Oh,
I forgot rage damage. So
yeah.
that would be another 2 damage.
He's stunned this turn. He'll be fine next turn. Okay. We're now at Connor, death save throw.
18, 2 successes.
So you guys are kind of catching out of the corner of your eye. Connor's like on the ground, like just bleeding out.
I'm taunting them. The guy was like, sucks to suck.
He's got one finger stuck in rigor mortis.
Yeah, just like I'm like kind of coming in and out of consciousness. You know, just like fuck you, that hurts.
can I drink my potion on my way to Connor?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Because it's an action and then you move. So as you're getting there, you can see Connor's breathing, but shallowly, and you can watch as on this very black-gray cobblestone, there is bright red slowly pouring out. And the longer it leaves his body, the more it just becomes gray.
Okay.
Like the color slowly getting sucked right out of it.
It's just a flesh wound.
Timothy, you're up.
If I survive Connor, you're getting a cure wounds. Don't worry.
Fuck, he's on the ground. He's prone, right?
Yeah, you would have advantage, I believe, on this.
No, disadvantage at a range.
Oh, that's right, because it's a range attack, which is the weirdest shit. I hate that.
I think it makes sense. Like your dude's like lying flat on the ground. Like sure,
I think if you're doing
that,
I think if you're doing that with purpose, if you're like, hey, I'm gonna army crawl to get cover, but if you're just knocked prone, I think it's the dumbest fucking rule. In fact, my opinion is it's a regular attack, no advantage because he's prone, but just regular ass attack. You're not at disadvantage because he's not doing it with purpose. And
that's
just
fair.
got knocked on his fucking ass.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to look at it. Because yeah, he's not moving, but he is also like.
Yeah, he's like
low
not trying to
profile,
defend
you know.
himself. He's just on his ass.
I think they're just saying he's low to the ground, so he's harder to hit because he's.
Yeah, it's a low. I think it's a low profile thing, but I think your way of explaining it makes sense.
Yeah, I've always hated that rule.
So I'm going to go run up to the table,
Okay.
jump up on the table so I have a downward shot at him so I can see him better.
If you do this, Tammy goes, "Oh, not the good china." Reaches out and grabs his goblet and is like sucking it down like this very, very human sized goblet inside his giant fingers. He's like, "All right,
19,
you move,
19 plus 6
yeah,
to hit. So that'll be sneak attack damage.
Yep.
That's a
Plus-
crit then.
Plus crit. So 12, 16. 16 is the max damage plus the rolls for another 9 plus 4, so 13. 14 and
So 20. So
27.
Still there. Gelgath, you or Dianthus is up.
I'm just gonna cure wounds Connor, so
Oh, okay, go for it.
yeah, so he's just gonna get dice 6 plus
Oh, that's pretty good.
damn, what was it again? 6 plus spellcasting modifier, which is wisdom. So you get 9.
Ooh.
Sick. I'm fucking only 7 hit points short. I got more than half my.
You roll him over, you lay in hands, and he goes, I saw only darkness. Oh, wait, that's where we were. This sucks.
We're in the darkness. This is fine. It's fine.
I saw only darkness. And we're still only in the darkness.
Gelgath, you're up.
All right, I am going to attempt to hit this guy again.
He is prone. You are at advantage.
Okay.
Take his head off.
And I believe we're at 17 is the crit threshold.
Correct. Yep.
Take his head off.
And you also have an inspiration if you want to use that.
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll because that was super poopy. Do I get to re-roll 2 dice then?
Yep, it's advantage. You're re-rolling your roll.
Oh, nice. I did get a critical. I got a 19, so that's a 24.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let's just
Nice.
rain that damage down on me.
Do the math.
Nice.
Okay, so that is 7. Then max is 13. So I did 20 points of damage.
What do you say to him? What does Gelgath say to him?
I said stay down.
So, like, Timothy jumps up and shoots him. He's like on the ground bleeding. He's like getting ready to get up. Gelgath walks over, spits on his hands like you would with a hammer at a carnival show, and says "Stay down," and just pulps him with the hammer.
Nice.
Just there's nothing. You can't tell there was a person here. It looks like a crime scene photo. There's just nothing left.
It's a head, arms, legs, and then just a mash of meat in the middle.
And Tandy plucks the soul out just as the grains of sand pass through and delectably plucks it in their mouth. Oh, what a absolutely tremendous afternoon of earning and burning. I have to really I like your style, all 4 of you. It's really, really good stuff. Well, this has been fun and nice and entertaining. Nice amuse-bouche to the rest of my day. Yeah.
Do we just go back the way we came in?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I mean, I don't know for sure. Like, I'm not from here.
Okay.
I mean, if you can tell. I mean, one thing too, when he says it, you like all look down at yourselves, and even the color in your clothes is turning more drab, whereas he stays bright red.
We should get going.
He said, "I wouldn't stick around too long."
Joke's on you. I wore mostly gray anyways.
I'm black.
Just think, you almost died, and I could have just.
No. Anyways.
But alas, well played. Yeah, I'm still bound by non-disclosures, unfortunately, so I can't really tell you too much. But I will leave you with this. I've got an appointment. Just remember that the serpent's tongue only tells lies along its sojourn to the forever night. Be seeing you. And he literally swirls and walks into his own cloak and disappears.
Well, that's a handy trick.
Loot the bodies. See if there's anything
I don't know if we have time to stick around.
You start to loot the bodies. The one that got pulped, its hands start to move. And the other one sits up and
wrap this up. Wrap it up, B. We're out of here.
Black.
And
it starts to just slowly
Can I use Gust to just push them back down to the ground? Like, no, stay there for just a second.
I mean, yeah, it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Let's see. I think no. You need to make he needs to make a strength saving throw of 14.
No. And
Yeah, I'm just
just
gonna like
advantage
knock him flat again. Just
this
stay-
noise, this guttural groan, makes an echo throughout this
We need to leave.
this town.
The only reason I
Which
want to look at
remains
the
this
bodies
town
is
in
if
this
there's any telling
Shadowfell.
information about what
He's
they
As
were
you
doing.
guys
falling.
as you guys are having this conversation and you're gusting him down, you start to hear that echo back.
Yeah, we need to go.
Yeah.
He's
Let's
calling
get
us
out of here.
people. It's too late. We gotta go.
All right.
Can I? Is there one of their weapons available to grab on the way out?
The one that Tandy pulped, it's like the weapon is now parts of its guts, parts of its undeadness. The other one you could maybe go get, but you're already seeing it's going to get up by that point, and there's other zombies literally like coming out of this area, like just out of the woodwork.
I just want to quickly grab Pulpy's leg on my way out.
Pulpy's leg?
Yeah, you know, 'cause
Okay.
my friend's hungry. So.
Oh, yeah. Fair. All right, you grab the leg. I have no problem with that.
And, you know, if it moves, I'll just keep whacking it.
Fair. You guys going to go back the way you came?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You block out, and you're in that tunnel, you came from.
Can we? I'd like to make a perception check or something to see if I can hear the cube, like which direction it might be or coming from.
You can't, because all you can hear is the echo of the, just beyond those roots.
Like the sound is coming from from where we came from originally.
They're trying to follow, yeah.
You're not sure if they can or not, but you can hear them.
So they're at least blocking the sound of the sloop.
Because it's just echoing.
All right,
through
well,
these tunnels.
Do you have another one of those grenades?
I only had the one.
I have a grease bomb.
You guys really want to try to throw another bomb inside of another portal?
I was just thinking maybe Gelgath goes first and swings the leg, and then if the leg gets stuck in something, we turn around and go the other way.
Well,
also, much like the other portal, you are going to have to go through to throw this, because you can't just throw an inanimate object into the Shadowfell.
Sure.
No, he's not trying to throw it in the Shadowfell. He's trying to give it to.
No, I was trying to close off their entrance, but
you're not sure it would close it off either, because it's not an entrance really. It's just a place where the veil between worlds is thin.
Right. Well, let's get the hell out of here.
Yep.
If I
could turn back time.
I just was thinking, if I cast Fog Cloud, would it stop at did Ben disappear?
Yeah, I dropped the dice.
I was like, I was looking at my sheet.
To the floor.
I was looking at my sheet and I looked up and you weren't even there, and I was like, "Did you fall over?"
Took a short trip to the Shadowfell. I'm back now.
Became incorporeal.
No, I was just thinking, if I cast Fog Cloud, would it stop at the cube? Like, would I be able to tell if it, or would it go through?
I think we just have to go through. I think it's kind of.
It would, because it's taking up mass. So if Fog Cloud, it would literally just stop where the cube would be.
I mean, we could do that real quick, and we at least would know if it's in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting use of that spell. Nice. Yeah.
Because
I don't have a problem.
Range is 120 feet. It's an action. I have to concentrate on it. I create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog. It spreads around corners. Lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed of 10 miles an hour disperses it.
Where did this dice go?
Wait, does that mean I can't disperse it?
No, I don't believe
it's a concentration.
Well, concentration.
So...
If I just drop concentration on it, it would go away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we could do that. I mean, I could at least try to throw it out 120 feet, and if it doesn't go, then there's a gelatinous cube over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's not there. I mean,
Okay, well
but now you know it, and knowing such
Go through.
we have at least a free 120 feet, so let's go.
You can hear slurping in the distance, but it never actually approaches to where you are.
Okay. Can we get all the way back to the...
I just stepped on it. There it is.
You're like, oop, piece of candy.
Oops, dude.
Can we get all the way back to the...
The door.
Yeah.
Black.
Quinn.
Get back to black.
Oh, yeah, can we
So you
feed
head
Black
all the
real
way.
quick?
You make it all the way back to Black, and guess who's there waiting? There's men, Iron Men.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say I don't.
So
care
glad
about-
you guys found us. We've been
I want to say before we go back there, Connor doesn't care about going to talk to that nasty thing, so I'm gonna go into Quint's shop on the. I'm just gonna like, all right, I'll wait for you guys here. You can talk to the nasty thing.
You get all the way back, and there are God, my brain just completely shut off. I'm so sorry. Lord Drysdale's men are there, and they're like, they look at you and they look at each other, and they just kind of all touch their heads, and they're like, do you have a leg in your hand?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just
He personally takes his trash out.
Yeah.
I ripped his
believe
leg
recycling.
off of Shadow Elf, and then I was running, and
So a man who's a bit broader and taller than the rest of them walks forward. He's got an older, kind of scraggled face. It looks like he's seen a lot.
mm-hmm.
Kind of walks up and he pulls his belt up and he walks up to you, kind of looks you up and down. And he says, "I've heard of you. If you took that leg, whatever had it deserved it." He puts his hand out to you,
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm
like to shake your hand.
I'm Gilgath. What's your name, sir?
Garrick Blackcoat.
Oh,
I'm the sergeant of Lord Drysdale. And from what I understand, you probably came to flee that to Black.
I didn't hear you, Ben. I'm sorry.
He says, and from what I understand, you most likely came to feed that to Black.
Yeah. He's hungry.
And he's been singing about candy so loud that my men could hear him in the gatehouse. We thought
Oh,
something
yes.
had occurred.
My
And he
friend
kind of
Gilgath
laughs and he
came-
says, it's the first time that he said anything that wasn't cursing at us mentally. So I guess I owe you a thanks. I would ask, though, how are you down here?
We just found a hole, like one of the wards had been blasted.
Can you show it to me? I would appreciate it.
Sir, can I ask a question first?
Of course.
Can I have permission to come down here again?
We can work that out. Can I ask why?
You see the cool mushrooms?
I see fungus, yes.
I would like to study them.
Kind of thinks for a second, looks down, he goes, I think we can arrange that.
Yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that this area where Black is frequented by, kind of looks like he's trying to think of a word. Folks of ill repute. Unfortunately, we have a little bit of a black market issue, and they tend to use this tunnelway somehow to circumvent things.
Oh, the people that write that?
Yes. I'm not able to read it, but I've been told it's directions, derogatory statements, recipes, who knows?
It's okay, I can come down as a spider. They'll never know I'm here.
Kind of looks at you and he goes, really interesting. Would you be interested in maybe, I have an enterprising young person under my command who is interested in such matters. Would you be interested in taking on a student when you make your journeys?
I would meet with them first and see if we're compatible.
Fair enough. That's all I ask. Let's see this doorway. Oh, and of course, Black. I think your meal awaits. And what you realize, Dianthus, is most of these people can hear Black.
I'm jealous.
You had 2 eye wisdom in it.
I can't be stupider. It's no
Are you going
fun.
to feed? Are you going to send that Shatterkai leg down?
Oh yeah.
I will sing songs of your greatness, and I only look forward to future dining experiences. 5 out of 5 stars would consume again.
Well, it's always good to have such a small deed be appreciated so much.
You are a saint, Saint Gelgath, bringer of foods, dasher of doors, hub of grub. You make your all make your way back to Quint's area, and as you're kind of making it through, he's like, I didn't consent to this. I don't want you people in here. You can stay out there, and you can. I don't. And they're like, they kind of look exasperated, like, oh God, not this shit again. Not a problem. We're just going to seal this back up for you. And Garrick motions the guy forward, and he casts a spell, and there's a new brick wall there. And then he wards it. He goes, I'll bring you 3 back up through the gate. And he walks you all the way back and up through a couple passages with guards, and you come out the inner bailey. You're in the inner bailey.
I would have gone with them if they like came to the door.
Okay.
Because I was waiting for them at the merchant's house, and then I would have.
Okay. So the 4 of you all come through, and Blackcoat introduces himself to you, Connor. Kind of looks you up and down and says you look a little worse for the wear.
I did just get my ass handed to me in the Shadowfell, so
He kind of puts his head up, and you can see this massive scar across his neck. He kind of scratches his neck, and he goes, it does happen to all of us. He goes, if you can walk away from it, that's all that matters. And he leads you through, and you guys end up in the inner bailey, or in the inner bailey by the gatehouse, and he actually invites you into the mess hall.
Wow.
And he sits down, and he has food brought out. It's just military like food. It's nothing special.
Can I like get an insight check? Like read the room. Like, what's the general disposition of the people in here? Are they like rigid? Are they relaxed? Are they
military at rest?
Okay.
They're just kind of they're going about their business. I mean, you get the impression that this guy, if pissed off, is extremely dangerous. Like, he's extremely dangerous, not because he's high level, but just because there's an under the surface layer of menace. But one of those things where, like,
these are paladins, basically.
If you cross me, it's bad. But as long as you don't, I'm cool as the other side of the pillow. He eats with you, and as we wrap up, he says, so I've been keeping track of you in your guild. I'm extremely impressed. Most adventurers guilds, I have found, unfortunately, tend to devolve into little better than a thieves guild. This finders guild you've all taken up with, you've all done good work. And not just because of the coin involved and what you've been able to slow down, but those kobolds could have been a real problem. And instead they're farming. That's amazing. Lord Drysdale can't stop talking about it, to the point some of the men are sick of hearing about it. I, however, have been in enough kobold warrens to know that if they're farming, they're not laying a trap for you. And I'm more than happy to eat the fruit of those labors. I think the thing that perplexes me is he smiles, just this huge grin. He says, this toll booth. Now, the Lord wants us to send out a small bit of troops and inform these goblins that that's not legal here. I, however, am more interested to know how these goblins became so damn industrious. And because I have found industrious goblins generally are doing things that most folks don't want to be a part of. However, and he kind of again looks at all of you and says, my understanding is they're trading with people.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Those aren't any goblins I've met before. So I very much would like to meet them before anybody draws any type of blood or conclusions.
I want to make an insight check on this guy, if that's all right.
Yeah, and he wraps up by saying, this is an unusual place. And unusual people live in unusual places, and I do enjoy that.
What I'm trying to find out is if this guy's like fishing for information.
There's a little bit of that there, but there's also there's also just like he wants you to tell you wants you all to tell him your story. Like he's interested. Like, who are these guys that have been doing this stuff?
I guess what I'm worried about
it's not interrogation. It's more just
like
kind of
if we tell him where what the deal is with these goblins. Is that going to be used against?
He already knows where they are.
Sure,
he's actually
giving them more information.
He's keeping the military from going there currently because he wants to go there first.
Yeah.
So you get the impression he's asking you to take him there.
So we don't.
He's more interested in creating a.
If he's asking us to take him there, then I'm more comfortable.
Yeah, he says like I've been all over the place. I've fought in campaigns across this continent, and for the most part, I can count on. And he pulls a glove off, and you notice he only has 3 fingers on one of his hands. 3 fingers, the amount of goblins I've met who didn't try to kill me, and I didn't have to kill them. And those 3, I think quite highly of. The Chaos Guard is an unusual place. We came here to bring civilization and order to it. But order can mean a lot of different things. And none of us here are staunch traditionalists about order. This isn't a city. It's a keep. It's a small place, and you have to adjust the rules in order to meet the needs of the people around you. And that's really what we're here for.
I can tell you that the goblin hovel, I'll just call it,
I've heard it. He smiles. He goes, I was told it was an impenetrable fortress.
that it is. They are just looking to live out their lives and possibly be a use to society. So if what you're telling us is
of
TM,
then I would be willing to make that introduction if that's what you're hinting at.
I would love that. It'll save me the trouble of sending someone else out there who might not quite have the same interest that I do.
Can I offer you a word of advice?
Please do.
Bring candy.
He laughs. He says, I'm afraid that's not something we have in large supply here, but if there's someone in the Outer Bailey who does, I'll make sure to purchase some. And
You'll make lots of friends.
And at this moment of having a very nice dinner and sharing of story, not just between him and you, and hopefully with you back, but other soldiers come up and join, and you get to hear a lot about their trips that brought them finally to Restwell Keep, and that's where we'll end tonight.
Can I make a performance check to try and butter these guys up, even more so than just
I don't really think it's needed. They're taking you. I mean, you guys just did them a huge favor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're kind of.
I've just got these +6 scores to all of my charisma abilities.
You're like, I just wanted charisma. I got charisma.
I have a +2 to my perception, but
Why don't take this away from me? I just wanted charisma so hard.
I'm a sorcerer, for God's sake. I got an 18 charisma.
You guys totally killed it tonight. And since we've had less interest from other parties, I ask that when I put up next month's date, if you're interested and no one else signs up, you guys are welcome to it.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I don't know where everybody else has gone, but I'm also not gonna cut out you guys who want to play and put so much into this. Go around the table, tell people where they can find you and who you be with.
Oh, I guess I'm in the front now.
Sorry about that.
I be with mostly myself, but sometimes with these guys. I assuming I can figure out all work. Assuming I don't have any. Now it's my turn to know how to do words. Assuming
I just thought you were doing a sweet guitar solo.
No. You would if I was doing guitars, it'd be like
Nice.
you'd be able to tell. I'm trying to get a Baldur's Gate stream going on Wednesdays on the channel. I ran into some pretty massive technical difficulties last time. My computer did not like running Baldur's Gate and StreamYard at the same time, so I'm working on alternatives. It may just be that my computer, while it does exceed the minimum specs for Baldur's Gate 3, I still haven't upgraded anything on this computer in like 6 years. So we'll see. Maybe I might wind up playing something else. I hope it's Baldur's Gate because I'm very much enjoying that game and it's sort of on brand for the D&D thing and all that stuff.
I do recommend if you're not playing that, Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous are both awesome.
I do not have money for new games. I only am playing Baldur's Gate because I bought it when it was in early access like 3 years ago.
They're older games.
I still don't have any money for it. If it's like more than $10,
there might be more than $10.
Yeah, I don't have.
They sometimes drop below that though on Steam.
Yeah,
sale.
so Steam sometimes has crazy sales for sure. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I've got some other games.
Kingmaker,
Neverwinter Nights or something.
Kingmaker Enhanced is 20 and Wrath of the Righteous is 30 right now.
It's one of those things where like I don't have the money for that, and I also have a couple other games that I actually do really want to get.
You'd like those games, I think.
Yeah,
especially Kingmaker.
Yeah, I'm only kind of just getting into the turn-based game thing. I for a while I wasn't super fond of it, but Baldur's Gate 3 is making me reconsider things.
I will say Divinity Original Sin is $12.
I've heard those are really good too. I definitely am more curious about those now.
Yeah, they're $12. Done by the same studio.
Yeah, I gotta get Darktide though. If I'm gonna get another new game, I gotta get Darktide. Gotta scratch the Warhammer 40k itch.
So you're maybe back Wednesday?
Well, I'm gonna be back whether or not I stay around for very long, depending on how well the stream works, remains to be seen. But I will be attempting to run. I'm gonna try a couple things. Try running it through a couple other streaming programs. Maybe try running it on my laptop. Because my laptop, even though it's not technically as powerful a computer, it is newer, and so it has a newer graphics card, and I think that will definitely help. But we will see. I'll play something. If Baldur's Gate doesn't work, I'll just turn. I don't know. Maybe we'll play like Neverwinter Nights or something because I have the original game and both of the expansions for the original game. So we will see. We will see.
Pants.
Me, I'm Cassandra. You can't find me on social media, but I am here on KSCAR when I can play. We are working on getting our chapter wrap up, I guess you might call it, for shitty little kids. Oh my gosh.
Down Outlands.
We had a member that got sick and was recovering, and then Ben and I got sick and recovering. But we're gonna do a longer, like a Saturday, like a 6-hour kind of session. So that'll be a super fun tune in.
Cool.
And then I am getting ready to be on Extra Life in a couple of weeks. Whole stream, all of Known World United is going to be playing for an entire weekend.
I'll have Baldur's Gate working then.
First weekend in November, tune in. Starts Friday afternoon, goes to Sunday afternoon. We even still have some things in the late nights if you're a night owl like me. So
We might do a
tune,
Spoopy Boys watch along.
yeah. So tune back in. Keep your ear on the social media. So that's it for me.
That's it for you.
Brian.
Oh, you forgot Darren.
Oh, did Darren go first? I thought Darren was going last.
It's clockwise. It's clockwise on
I
the
don't
screen.
know directions.
Oh,
Darren,
okay.
tell him who you be with.
Well, I'm doing some charity work with Missing Children Minnesota. There will be a charity Magic the Gathering booster draft tournament on Friday at Dreamers Vault, Minneapolis, 7 p.m. No, 6:30 p.m. So you can win some prizes. You can donate money to air quotes cheat in the tournament. So yeah, and then I don't know. I'll probably be running Pathfinder Society stuff.
I saw that. That's awesome,
Different
man.
places.
That's super cool.
Dreamers Vault, Minneapolis, and possibly Battleground Cafe. So that's what I'd be doing.
That's awesome. Now, Brian.
I am Brian. You can find me here, Chaos Scar, every once in a while on Sundays on Prep School. Most social medias, I have them, and I've also been doing some work with BACA, which is Bikers Against Child Abuse. So that's been a lot of fun.
Brian, do you want to play an Extra Life?
What day is that?
So it's the first weekend in November.
The 3rd through the 5th.
Yes.
Okay.
We
potentially yes.
We can send you info. We just play like 2-hour sessions, and it's not just D&D. We do random role-playing games. We have video game stuff. We have
I'm going to be
there's a murder mystery party. We do a bunch of shit.
I will say potentially yes, but it will all depend on when, because I started a new job like a month ago, a month and a half ago. But I'm switching to a shift of like a 12-hour shift, and it's rotating. So it'll all depend on if I'm working that weekend, if I'm on shift.
We'll just we'll get you on the email list, and then you
also
can get
you can get on the Discord and see stuff too.
Yeah, I've been watching Discord a little bit, so
yeah, we'll get you. And then if you want to join in, you can. If you can't,
yeah, it's always super fun.
We do stuff at midnight, 2 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not running anything this year because I one shots are just not for me. I cannot DM one shots. I always do too much. But I've got a couple of time slots set aside for video game stuff, and I'm playing in games when those forms go around to sign up for that stuff.
I have been playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is phenomenal, but I've been playing on the PlayStation 5 since I don't have a computer that'll run it.
Well, what I've heard though, or what I've seen online, is that the Larian has confirmed that cross-platform co-op is going to be possible at some point. They haven't said, but that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm just running an open world Minecraft for a couple hours, and then Alyssa and I are probably going to play a dating simulator online for everyone to watch and laugh at too. So things like that.
So you can find me here tomorrow for Meng on Meng. Look at in the mail. Meng on Meng.
I don't even know who that was.
It's fucking Frankenstein. It's DC's Frankenstein. Is my fucking favorite.
You were wiggling it. Put it back up.
No, we have to come and see it. Let's come see it on tomorrow.
You gotta pay for it.
It's huge. It's so big. It's amazing. For those who don't know, it's the Grant Morrison version of Frankenstein from Seven Soldiers, and then basically what he's been from then on in the DC universe, which is my favorite Frankenstein. So that's Colin and I, and whoever else decides they want to come on. And then Sunday prep school, and then the 23rd is Take Me Home Old Fay Roads. We're just meeting, and we're up to 10 of us, and we're going to continue to build out our little area on the other side of the camp. So,
am I on that one? I don't remember.
I think
that's the session 0, right? Where we're just all going to be.
Yep.
Step out. Okay, cool.
That's freaking sweet.
From further away, he kind of looked like he could have been a Ninja Turtle.
It's true. His shirt is the same color as the turtle's
the turtle
shell.
Yeah,
he's kind of got I mean, it's not quite the Doug Mankey face I love the most, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Very spooky.
And he doesn't have his crazy fucking gun on him, but
You can put it with my sweater, Ben.
so yeah, and then yeah, that's where I'm at. Otherwise, we just want to reach out and say, oh, thank you for hanging out for a little over 3 hours, enjoying hopefully the fun madness of this Chaos Scar. So have a good rest of your Monday night. Hope your
I
week
almost
goes
died tonight.
hope your week goes swimmingly, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye.
I wasn't that close. I had two